What's up, chat? Steph Curry is wrong. I knew it. What up, Dre? Ghost, Gold, how we doing? So I'm a little late today. I had a coaching call. Also, there goes our chat. Chat's on screen now. I had a coaching call, so that's why I was a little bit late today. And we're probably not gonna have a super long stream today, only because of that. Obviously, we started an hour later. But there's a couple things I wanted to cover. A couple of you sent me through the Draymond Green. Draymond was talking about Austin Rivers or whatever, but then I just saw that Austin Rivers responded to Draymond, so we'll probably talk about those. That's pretty funny to me. I don't know why it's showing up like that, but we'll probably talk about those two things. Then I did want to watch the Ballislife video. Or what was this? Oh, okay. Yeah, we might do that. So we may not have a long stream today, but just a couple things I want to talk about. You got Nas in the 1v1. Green and Rivers have a little back and forth going on. Honestly, pretty funny. Yeah, we'll check both of those out. That'll be the first thing. Actually, those will be the second thing we look at today. Those will be the second things we look at today. But how you guys been doing? It is, I don't know what it's like. I don't know what the weather is like where you got. Also, I'm going to shave this down a little bit tomorrow. This is crazy. I don't know what the weather is like where you guys are, but it is so beautiful. It's been so beautiful here. I've just been enjoying having my coffees outside, going and getting some workouts in. Today's leg day. How do we feel about leg day? I got leg day today. Go do some cardio and legs. But it's been so beautiful outside, and I love the spring and the summer. It's so much better than gross, nasty winter. Will the third channel videos keep on being separately recorded, or will it come back to the live stream? So I don't mind if you guys have some videos that you think would be interesting. I do kind of want to mix up our live streams a little bit and do some, but you might have noticed we get a lot of people watching the one-on-one stuff, and then when I switch over to third channel stuff, it's a huge drop off. And I'm not necessarily too worried about it, because people can just watch the videos when I put the videos out, but more so I want it to be consistent for people. Like when they show up to the streams, they know what to expect. So I've been thinking, if I just want to do one separate stream per week that's going to be for the third channel, maybe I'll do that, third channel videos specifically on one stream. Or if we just, this stream is all of our videos that we do. And I honestly, I like that idea better, where we just keep it all in one place. Whatever videos I happen to be working on that day, they're here, and then I'll upload those later. It also makes my workflow way easier. What do you think, Gold? J Perk, what up? You love leg day? I hate leg day. 81 with possible thunderstorms. It's gotta be like 75. Maybe it's like 70. It's like 70 degrees outside, and it's sunny. Beautiful. Great weather in California. Oh, man, I don't want to hear that. California always has nice weather. I hate it. Over 100 degrees? Oh my gosh. Yeah, man, everybody outside walking today. What up, Yoru? Working with the window open. Chicago is pretty nice, 57, but wind chill is this. Hey, yeah, the Windy City. When I lived in Oklahoma, same thing. It might say that it's like 60, it'll say like 63 degrees outside, but then underneath it, it'll say feels like 50 because of the wind chill. What up, Castro? Yo, Castro, I saw your your post on Instagram. It was pretty dope. Leg day sucks. I agree. Been liking this dynamic. Love the vids on the third channel, the player series. But I haven't been doing those on this stream. So I do want to do some third channel videos on this stream. We've got a third channel video today. The first video we're going to do. Push, pull, leg split. Yeah. Yeah. I do push, pull legs because, and again, everyone should do whatever workout, like learn what your body reacts to, learn what you enjoy doing. I like being in the gym for an extended period of time and working out. Not on leg day, but I like it on the other days. And so if I just do chest day, I feel like I will burn my chest out before I get like, but I still want to do more. So it's like, okay, do some triceps. And I'm like, I still want to do a little bit more. And it just turns into a push day. It's really hard for me to just isolate specific one muscle at a time. So I like doing push, pull legs. So I just do pretty much 6 days a week. Actually, I work out every day. And then, so instead of doing like 3 days on, rest, 3 days on, rest, or 6 days straight rest, I just work out every day. And then eventually I'm like, I'm not going to work out today, or I'll take a day or 2 days off. But pretty much every day I just work out. Late? Hey, I wasn't late today, okay? I had a coaching call. Today. So that's the only reason we started at a different time. But not late. Isolating those workouts is too hard. Feels like I did. Yeah, that's how I feel. Am I doing anything for the knees? That's leg day. That's why I've been working out the way I have. I've been on a long journey of like repairing my body and getting back to where I'm like, I want to be functional in my 40s. I want to be functional in my 50s. I want to be a functional human being. So I kind of just changed. I had to relearn how to work out for being an older person. You work out then shoot, except on leg days. Do I work on my basketball skill? I don't do basketball anymore. I don't do basketball at all. Sometimes I'll play pickup or whatever. I do not work out I don't go shoot. I don't dribble. I don't do none of that. For what I need, I can do everything still good enough. I can shoot well enough. I can dribble well. I can already do the stuff. But the biggest issue is the wear and tear. So the joints, the knees, all that stuff, like being on a court and doing stuff, I'd rather work out in other ways now that I'm older. Takes a while to start breaking a sweat. Repairing the body for the 1v1. Absolutely. Bose D, Dread Cuz, what up? I would. What about some pickleball? No, same thing. I will. Eventually, I'm going to play pickleball. Eventually, I'm going to do 1v1 or 3v3. Eventually, I will play something. But once COVID happened and once I retired, I just didn't do anything. I kind of let my body just break down after all those years, all the miles and all that stuff. And now I'm having to work overtime for like correcting a lot of that stuff. So one thing I wanted to talk about today before we get started real quick. As you know, on my channels, I've tried to stay away from talking about trainers negatively, okay? But I will say one thing I'm happy with, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like we've really made a dent in the online skills trainer space. It got so bad at one point. Obviously, I made a few videos on that. We've spoken about it quite openly, but I definitely recognize that we've made a dent, and I'm very happy with that. So I kind of backed off. The industry has slowed down a little bit. Like it's just not it's not going off the rails like it was for a little bit, or like it was there for a while. But every once in a while, I'll still see a post or I'll still see something from a skills trainer where I'm like, it's really annoying, but I'm going to let it go. Okay. I'm going to let it go. And I saw one today and I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. This is just who I am. It's never going to change. Okay. Some things will never change. But freaking Kyle Travis posted this. I saw it today. This is 1 day ago, or 22 hours ago or something. But I have a real issue. With, I do think there's a place for skills trainers, 100%. I think there's a place for individual coaches. I think there's a place for development. I think there's a need for online information. But I hate this copy and paste business model of post something that will generate reactions and engagement. So engagement farm. So I hate this. So engagement farm something, tell someone to create a buzz, and then sell a product. I really hate that, because it kind of just, what it actually does, as we've seen with Brandon Payne, we've seen it with Rob Blackwell, we've seen it with, who are some other coaches we really like? Off the top of my head, my brain is fried at the moment. Some of the coaches that we Olin Simplist, Guard Whisperer, some of the coaches that we really like don't do a lot of that engagement farming, because most of their coaching is done on the personal level, right? Like, you're engaging with a person. It doesn't make sense to sell a broad program just out to millions of people. So whenever I see these types of people, the Kyle Travises that just do this, they just do this engagement farming tactic to make money, it really infuriates me, because you're kind of riding off the back of other coaches and other trainers' success. You're shortcutting that to sell a product, and it makes people dislike the training and coaching industry altogether, right? So I saw this post today. We'll talk about it. Steph Curry is wrong about the gap. Okay, so this is talking about the shooting gap in your hand, right? Steph Curry is wrong. Now, if you look at all the videos that we've been posting on the Third Channel the last 2 weeks, it's been about NBA players. When they're describing a skill, it's the most simple thing ever. Like when Carmelo describing how he does his quick pickup, he's just like, I just do this fast, right? I just go from here to here fast. And then the trainer goes, wait, so what you're actually saying is the energy transfer from the heels of your feet, and then you're getting into a loaded stance, and then you're putting the ball into your shot pocket, and then that one dribble to the ground, right? Yeah, it creates that force and the momentum, and you're getting into your shot, and then your release is that. I'm like, dude, what the hell? I understand, like, you got to put scientific names and you got to put all this vocabulary around it, but Carmelo was just saying, I just shoot quick. I just shoot quick because ball go quick, because I was not fast when I was a kid, so I had to learn how to shoot quick. He just explained it as simple as possible. And then the trainer is just like turning it into this word salad. And we were seeing it in real time, that this happens all the time. So now this post right here is the exact epitome of what I'm talking about. Steph Curry talking about having a gap in your hand whenever you shoot, right? Steph Curry is wrong about the gap. Let's see what he says.
Not sitting in your palm, but sitting a little bit off. We're gonna make sure the ball's not sitting in your palm, but sitting a little bit off. We're gonna make sure the ball's not sitting in your palm, but sitting a little bit off.
So I don't know if you guys caught that. I don't know if you guys caught what's happening right here when Steph Curry's talking about not letting the ball sit in your palm, but have it a little bit off. Do you think he's saying we want to have the ball here on the end of our fingertips? Or do you think Steph Curry's just saying, like, that really where you're holding the ball is with your fingertips, not with your palm, right? The reason he's saying that, I'm sure, is because he's coached kids before. If you've ever coached kids, they'll hold the ball like this. They want to shoot with two hands. So you go, hold on, elbow under the ball. Elbow under the ball doesn't mean exactly under. It just means like elbow under the ball just fixes this. Okay, well, you can't shoot with two hands with your elbow under the ball, but it's still a bit flared out, right? That's fine. But then he's also saying there needs to be a gap. Don't let it sit in your palm, because kids will do this. Kids will put the ball in their palm, and they'll think the force is coming from their palm. But if they know sit here, they can feel it in their fingertips. Obviously, at least it's obvious to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Steph Curry is obviously talking about that gap, and you can see he takes his fingers off the ball. You don't want the ball sitting in your palm, right? You want your fingers to be controlling it. Now, Kyle Travis, again, he's going to show us why Steph Curry is wrong. Look at all these shots where Steph Curry doesn't have a gap in his hand. Okay, so there's a few reasons. There's a few reasons I disagree with this type of coaching. Just because Steph Curry, who's an elite level player, and he can shoot it left-handed, he can shoot it underhanded, he can shoot hook shot, he can shoot any type of way, and he's going to be really accurate with his shot. But when you're teaching people a foundational concept, sometimes it is as basic as have the ball resting in your fingertips, not in the palm of your hand. It's a foundational concept. This is why people get confused on the internet because of the Kyle Travises. He's selling a program, by the way. If you type, can we do it? Can we type what does he say? Type something and you'll get a free something. Type transform. Let's see. What do we get if we type transform? He'll send me a DM, I'm sure. Dev in the lab liked this too. Dev, come on, you gotta be better. Oh, he did. He sent me a thing. Yeah, he sent me a link in the DM, right? Yeah, I just got a message. I just got a new message. So I just got a link in the DM. So if you type transform, he'll send you a link and then you can sign up on his newsletter and you can buy his program if you want to really learn how to be a good shooter. They taught you wrong. Leave a gap between your palm and the ball. Every coach ever. More contact equals more control. So now, do you think players, do you think they're walking away from this understanding better how to shoot, or do you think they're more confused now because they think everything they've learned from every coach has been wrong? Become a real shooter. Relaxed grip, no gap. All right. Well, one of the best teaching points that I use for players, especially young players learning how to shoot, is I say strong fingers, because this habit is what I see from kids a lot. So exactly what Steph Curry said. They usually just rest the ball in their palm and they have soft hands. I call these soft hands. You want strong fingers, strong hands, right? Because that helps you spread your fingers out and make sure that you're getting contact with the ball in more spots rather than just a couple spots like this. But also this helps you preload your hands, get ready for whenever they throw it. You can get into your stance earlier. You can repeat this over and over. Repeating exactly how far your hands are apart is tough. But if they're always strong hands, you can repeat that over and over. He says ball, wrist, and elbow aligned. I don't know what that means. Full extension at the base. I don't know what that means. Lock out, snap the wrist. I know what that means. Same rhythm every rep. Comment transform and I will help you become a better shooter. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about this. I think this is the corniest thing. I've been trying, like I said, I try to not go at trainers as much as I have in the past, because I understand everyone needs to make a business, like make money and a living and business, do whatever you want. But this is nonsense. This is freaking nonsense. Telling people that like Steph Curry is wrong. Again, go watch those videos we've done over the last 2 weeks and watch NBA players teaching and coaching. And it's the simplest thing. They keep everything as simple as possible. And then you get these trainers, you get people like this that will try and sell you a program or sell you an idea or sell you a product that you don't need. And all off of the back of saying Steph Curry is wrong and he's lying to us. This is the dumbest thing ever. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about that because my blood was boiling this morning when I woke up. Anytime you guys see something like this, please feel free to send it through. I'm not talking about trainers that are like, oh, look, he teaches something that's kind of a little, that's whatever. Everyone can coach things differently, there's a million different ways to teach. There's a million different ways to coach, but there's only one way to scam. Okay. I think this is very scammy behavior and I hate it. I hate it. I think it's nonsense. And I think I think sports in general, I think youth sports especially would be better off without people doing stuff like this. So I just want to talk about that. You guys let me know what you guys think down below. Nonsense. Coach is back in his element. What up, baby Durant? I am. I'm sorry. I hate that you guys had to see me like this. Can I dunk still? I can, but the landing is what scares me. They use engagement as their business model, and then they use a bot to actually engage. So that's another thing that really frustrates me, right? Like, reply to your comments, man. If you're trying to be a coach and you're trying to be so, respond to the comments. Just do it. Just respond. And I understand if you get millions of comments and stuff, you can't respond to every one of them. I'm not saying that, but if you're really trying to change things for the better, if you're really trying to help people out, you should engage with the people you're trying to help out. If you can't even bother with engaging with them, if you can't even respond to a comment, it baffles me that this is the way that we think the coaching industry should go. It is baffling. They have ball handling gloves, those two. Hey man, I see you're a fan of, let's see what this message is. Hey man, I see you're a fan of the program. I was sent a few clips from your show featuring us on there. Real comment, real spill. Because his first comment to me was, sent, please review your messages. Now he sent me this one. I see you're a fan of our program. I'm not a fan of this. I think it's nonsense. The greatest shooter, by the way, basketball scientists. Yeah, I think shooting especially. Shooting is so much. It's so mental. It's such a mental thing that the more we focus on all these extra, the more you're gonna mess more people up than you help by over coaching. You have to follow up now. That's some real quick personal engagement. Steph Curry is wrong. Become a real shooter. I hate it. I really dislike this. And again, the argument I will get back from a lot of coaches, I'll get back, it's still sending me messages now. Like maybe he'll want to have a conversation on stream. The argument I get, right? So I have these conversations with these trainers a lot, and they'll say things like, no, I know, I wouldn't really teach that. I do it for engagement. I wouldn't really do that. I do it to build up my brand and blah, blah, blah. But then I'm like, what's the point? So what's the point of coaching? You can just be a salesman. You can just sell products. You can just go find a good product and just sell it. Why does basketball have to be the thing? In his Birkin bag. And that's the main issue I have with this is young kids that are wanting to actually improve, and you're telling them not to listen to Steph Curry and to listen, like you'll be the one to really help them. I think it's nonsense. Let him have a shoot off with Curry. Open jab 3, how many out of 10? With no defense? I don't know. 8, 7? Oh, the hand in the face thing? That's one of my favorite ones. That's one of my favorite ones. The auto response. So yeah, anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. When I see these now, I'll do a little coach raging segment every time I see one of these posts. Maybe we'll start off every single day with one of these. But anyways, that's my thoughts. Okay, relax, chill. So what I did want to watch, you guys brought it up. I do want to see that Draymond Green thing. And then I woke up this morning, I saw Austin Rivers responded. So I hope this takes me directly to the Draymond part where he's talking about.
And as I promised before we.
Yeah, it looks like, wait. Slingshot of the night. My response to Austin Rivers comments. Okay, so I don't know what Austin Rivers comments were to Draymond. Does anyone have the original? Whatever Austin Rivers said to Draymond, it pissed him off, I think. So we're going to watch this.
Get out of here. Needed to touch on some people talking, or a person talking in particular. Saw what Kenny Smith and Stephen A said. And, the interesting thing about, and Stephen A hinted at it, the interesting thing about my comments last week about Coach Kerr's.
So this is in response to Draymond not called out Steve Kerr, but basically because Steve Kerr was leaving, he said some stuff. And then Austin Rivers, was it Austin Rivers or Kenny that was saying, I think maybe it was Kenny Smith was saying that Draymond only was the player that he was because of Steve Kerr. Basically something like that along the line. I don't, you guys know I'm not in the drama all the time.
Article in the New Yorker and what I shared. The interesting thing about it is it's about 3 minutes of me praising my coach, of me saying how I wouldn't be who I am without my coach, of me speaking on the things that my coach have done for me, of me sharing why I and we had the success that we've had. And then there's like maybe 15 seconds where I spoke about hindering my offense. And now, you know, I don't like to get in these back and forths because quite honestly,
Draymond doesn't like to get in these back and forths. He does it quite often, doesn't he?
you know, the guys that you usually get into the back and forths with, they become back and forths because there's like a weight that's like one of them like severely tips something this way and the other is just like kind of so far down that it kind of pulls you back a little bit. And so, you know, speaking of Austin Rivers, you know, I saw
so far down below everyone else, just so speaking of Austin Rivers,
he said he's bewildered and it's ridiculous of what I said. And I just find it interesting that a guy who was the 10th pick in my draft, I was 30.
They were in the same draft? Damn. No way. No, Draymond was the 10th pick of his draft. Okay, hold on. No, they weren't in the same.
5, who's on pick in my draft. Interesting that a guy who was the 10th pick in my draft, I was 35.
So they were in the same draft. Okay.
Who's on his second act. I'm still on act 1. Would say such things. You know, he goes, Draymond, it's never been a scorer. Well, Austin, you and I averaged the same amount of points in high school when you were a scorer. You know, so I don't know what would qualify Austin Rivers to speak about scoring when in high school, me and you averaged the same amount of points. And I say high school because...
Well, yeah, that's crazy. And how true, this is very true too. There's almost everyone in the NBA was a scorer in high school, weren't they? So to say like Draymond's not a scorer, this is like the Pat Beverly thing. Everyone's like, Pat Beverly sucks. He's terrible. All he does is hack and play on defense. And it's like, yeah, but in high school, he was the guy. Like all these guys were elite in high school.
That's when you were at your best. That's when Austin Rivers was Austin Rivers in high school. And so that's why I point out the high school scoring because you know, I want to make it fair. I want to speak about him when he was at his best. And he was at his best at Winter Park, if I remember correctly. He had ESPN games. Like, that's when he was at his best. When he was faster than everybody and can just put his head down and drive right and get to the rim. And then in college, you know, he was still good. He was very featured at Duke and, you know, had a very big moment.
Against North Carolina, by the way. Who remembers that?
You know, where he hit the three on the wing. Like, you know, you got to give him credit. That's when he was at his best. You know, well, in college, I averaged almost 17 points a game in the Big Ten. Very limited possessions. You know, so I only want to speak about, you know, Austin at his best. Because NBA careers, like, should he really talk about my NBA career? I don't know that that's the case. I'm still with my first team. He was gone from his first team in 2 years. And so I just like, sometimes you just should like not say something. You know, like always isn't a time to, everything isn't something you should speak on. And I don't think that was really one for Austin Rivers to be bewildered about and like say it's ridiculous because like the guy received the biggest bailout in U.S. history prior to President Trump bailing out the airlines when they needed it. Austin Rivers received the biggest bailout in NBA history. Excuse me, in world history, U.S. history.
Talking about his dad.
Received the biggest bailout in U.S. history when his dad gave him $42 million.
This is why I couldn't believe that Austin Rivers was bringing up resume. And this is why I did that video. And I told you guys, I think gatekeeping, especially gatekeeping resumes, I think it's the corniest thing in the world. I think it's so corny to gatekeep, because if I gatekeep you based off of your resume, the next person is just going to gatekeep me, right? I think it's the corniest. I think gatekeeping is the corniest thing. So Austin Rivers gatekeeping Nas based on resume. And then Steven Jackson jumped in. Now Draymond's talking about his resume. I'm like, well, here you go. That's the game you want to play. Like, no, there's no winners. There is no winners in the gatekeeping Olympics. And that's why I think it's the stupidest way to debate.
I tip my hat to Doc. I pray that one day, it won't be $42 million then because NBA has gone up so much. But I pray that I can give DJ $200 million or give Deuce $250 million. I pray that I can do that one day. So I tip my hat to Doc and his incredible bailout of his son and putting good money in his pocket, man. Like I really tip my cap to him. But if you listen to the whole thing, the whole 3 minutes of what I spoke about, what a competent basketball mind would have heard was, man, this guy who wanted to do this, who thought he was this, changed his game and then still became this because that's what worked best for the team. Never shared those gripes because they didn't matter. And by the way, still don't matter. Because guess what? I don't care. I'm totally fine. My career's been great. So I found it interesting for people who need things to speak on.
Yeah, that's very interesting just because, we've spoken about this on the channel a lot. There are a bunch of, especially in the NBA, there are a bunch of different ways to grade someone's career. James Harden is going to go down in the Hall of Fame, like first ballot, like no doubt, and he'll likely never win a championship. Can you really be one of the greatest players of all time if you've never been to the top of the mountain, you never won a championship? Well, his career is a success in a different way, right? The way he was able to score and how gravitational he was, especially for those that 3-year span in Houston. Guys like Kevin Durant. Does Kevin Durant have a better career than Draymond? Because he needed Draymond to win the only rings that he's had, and then without Draymond, he hasn't had a ton of success other than when he had Westbrook and James Harden and Serge Ibaka and all those guys. Guys like T-Mac, my favorite player of all time, Tracy McGrady, never won a ring, never got out of the first round of the playoffs, but technically got out of the first round of the playoffs whenever he was with the Spurs, but he was injured. Or was it the Rockets? I think it happened twice. Yeah, I think there's different ways to grade a career. So I think it's also nonsense when people talk shit about Draymond Green, like being a passenger or not being the main guy, because I also don't think Steph Curry's career wouldn't have gone the way it would without Draymond Green. Now, it's easier to find a Draymond Green than it is to find a Steph Curry, but Draymond did a lot for Steph and Clay, obviously, as we've seen. What has Clay done without Draymond? What have they been without each other? But once they've all come together, they've all made each other better. So there's multiple different ways to grade people's careers. Again, that's why I think resumes and gatekeeping and this sort of just bringing everything down to those little bottom feeder surface level arguments. I think it's such nonsense. And I wish we did less of that.
To make it out as if I'm sitting here complaining about my career has been so bad. No, my career.
13 years. Draymond played 13 years in the NBA. Whoa, hold on. 15? Draymond played 15 years in the NBA?
It's been great. Possibly Hall of Fame worthy. I got nothing to sit and complain about. But if you go listen to the context of what I said all of these great things about the coach that's helped me incredible, like an incredibly large amount. Who I said, man, not sure where I'd be if he wasn't my coach.
Clay Ben start falling off? Yes. I don't know how that. Yeah.
And I love how people just go take the 15 seconds that they want to take and make it a headline. But I really enjoyed watching Austin Rivers be bewildered by a statement of a guy who was drafted after him, still doing it after he's done, long after he's done, at a higher level right now today than he ever did it. Right now today, more impactful.
That's crazy. If you look at the stats, he's
now,
actually right.
Had Austin Rivers taken a page out of my book and said, man, these people really don't need me to score. Let me go do something else. Probably doesn't need the bailout. Because then you go defend, you go be the better backup point guard than what he ultimately was. Like you carve out a nice niche for yourself. So what I can teach you about is carving out a niche for yourself since you're bewildered about my comments. I could have taught him to carve out a niche, as I did. So what you should go show kids is, man, here's a guy who was the National Player of the Year in college, was a Big Ten Player of the Year, that got to the league actually because he could score in all these different ways. He could shoot the three, he could get you off the dribble, he could take you to the block. That's how he got to the league.
But how he stayed in the league?
And shown at times that he could score in the league, but that just wasn't the path. So look, he went and did this. But by the way, to act as if, and here was my problem with Kenny Smith, and that's not a problem, but for all the people out there, to act, you can talk to any basketball player in the world. They're going to have a gripe about their coach, some gripe. You know, all things can be great. They're going to say one thing negative about the coach. Not negative, but just like something that they feel could be better for them. That's every player in the world. You go ask LeBron James about each coach he's played for. I guarantee you he has some gripe about that coach when he played for. That's basketball. That's the sport. That's what we're in. There's going to be a gripe. Every player, you go talk to Steph Curry right now, who's never had a bad, negative thing to say about Steve. And if you talk to him, and obviously in private, I guarantee you he's going to have some gripe because that's every basketball. Okay. It's like, oh my God, received the biggest bailout in U.S. history. To say something like that, I was bewildered. I'm still bewildered because, man, you just got to know, like, sometimes it ain't, and I may feel this way, but sometimes I may not be the right person to say this, you know? And so, you know, I think it's best that, you know, you had more, the voice would have been was louder when you was arguing with the one-on-one guys, not Nas. You know, we heard your voice more then because, again, we get it. You know, you possibly can speak a little bit more to that. So, you know, you got these guys calling you out and you don't want to go play against them and all. Like, you should focus on that more. And the 24-hour fitness runs that you want to go get your shit off in, like, those are, like, you should come and speak about those because you accomplished enough to be able to speak about those. Unfortunately, you accomplished enough to do that. It's crazy. I was shocked. So, you know, I wish him well in this one-on-one matchup if he decide to take on that challenge. I hope he don't take on that challenge because I've watched some of that one-on-one stuff, and he's smart. Don't go play Nas. He gonna body him like crazy. So don't go play him, but stay in your lane. I want to thank y'all again for.
Bro, that was like 10 minutes straight of Draymond just, again, this is why don't be a gatekeeper. Don't be a gatekeeper. Don't be someone that throws around your resume. That's so crazy to me. We got to see what Austin said back. So I saw this morning. I actually held off on watching this morning because I knew we were watching this. I knew I was watching the Draymond Green thing, so.
Seriously. Ridiculous. But you know what? I'm going to address it because you crossed the line and you are mad disrespectful for whatever reason. You've been around too long. We both were drafted in the same class. The fact that you don't have the wherewithal to do your due diligence and actually understand I was being highly complimentary of you on the Dan Patrick Show. But it's you, and I shouldn't be surprised. You always act irrationally, emotionally immature, and your anger always puts you in hot water. So here I am having to address a video of you belittling my career. First off, Draymond, we weren't the same players in high school.
All right, hold on. I want to read the comments. I want to read this first. So as he's talking, Austin, you and I averaged the same amount of points in high school. And I say high school because that's when you were at your best. So it's what Draymond just said. Austin Rivers commented back and said, relax, fam. I never was sour towards you. Actually, highly complimentary. He's doing the Gerald Green. He's doing the Gerald Green thing right before he played Nas. I actually really like the one-on-one space. I think you're a great player. Let's have a fun time. Fight back, Austin. But here we are. I can't stand by and just let you belittle me and disrespect me and my father for no damn reason. Psh, who you think you are? I think you hang around your big bro. We all know who I'm talking about, and you maybe start to think you him. You are not, LOL. You're just a fan and a friend. Fall back. Respectfully, I'm not an NBA Hall of Fame guy, and I don't have your NBA resume, but you need a reality check for real. Like, come on, Dre. Really? First of all, I thought this is I think Austin Rivers should stop responding in comments like this. This comes off very, you know what? We're just going to let him speak. But T-Mac responded, Michael Porter Jr., Busy Bones Highland, Pat Bev, Michael Carter Williams, Nick Briz, I guess.
I don't care about our numbers being similar. I did it at the national level, the top level. Hence why I got the Naismith Award, and I got pretty much.
Hold on, isn't there something a bit comical? Isn't there something? What's the word for it? But isn't it just ironic that Draymond Green said, "I'm going to talk about Austin" when he was in high school, because that's when he was at his best. So we'll bring it down to the high school level. And then Austin Rivers immediately goes, but I did it on the national stage in high school. I was national. That's why I have the NACE. And it's like, oh, hold on, Austin, you're doing the thing again. Your resume, you're gatekeeping the high school again. You're gatekeeping high school. And Draymond can just one up you and say, but what'd you do in the NBA? Like, stop. Austin, you got to stop. You got to stop. Come on.
Much every award you can think of in high school. I was ranked number one. You were ranked, I don't know. So cut it out. Next. College, you actually were you actually a really good college basketball player, but it's hard to compare because I was only there for 6 months. So
didn't Draymond get player of the year in college? Didn't Draymond get player of the year in college and win a championship at Michigan? Michigan State, sorry. I got it. Hold on. Oh, yeah, National Player of the Year. Yeah, National Player of the Year. All right, so Draymond got National Player of the Year, and Austin hits him with you're okay. You're all right in college. You're okay. You're all right.
Something you could never do. Talk about I was, one of the featured guys. No, I was the guy. I led my team in scoring. I was first team All ACC, Freshman Player of the Year, lottery pick. Stop.
But again, I mean, Draymond was National Player of the Year. Like, he's doing the thing. Austin, you keep doing the thing. I hope Austin brings this fight back, Austin. I really hope he brings this back, because Draymond right now is dragging him through the mud.
Next. The NBA, hey, man, you got it, Dre. I mean, listen, I played in the NBA for more than 10 years, more than a decade, but 11 years, but I'm not a Hall of Famer like you. So I'll give you that credit. All right? You got it. But let's peel back that onion and understand why. Easy, Tiger. Okay? You have the delusion, the non-wherethal, the irony of you saying I'm part of the biggest bailout in NBA history. Draymond, you were the luckiest basketball player I think I've ever seen, especially in modern day history. Let's talk about that. You were drafted to a franchise with a Hall of Fame front office.
All right, hold on. I do got to, again, I hope I'm not being biased. You guys let me know. If you think Austin is winning this exchange right now, please let me know. I just feel like Austin's digging himself a deeper hole, because he's he keeps playing into exactly what Draymond argued one step ahead of Austin, I feel like. And everything that Draymond did kind of preempted all of Austin's arguments. So by saying we'll argue at the high school level because I did more in the NBA, blah, blah, blah. And then Austin hits him with I did this in high school. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then to say he was drafted to the Warriors where he's called them a dynasty, but they weren't a dynasty. That Warriors team wasn't a dynasty. Steph Curry was injured like whenever he came, like it just, and Draymond only got his minutes because of injuries, like David Lee and other people. Like they weren't a dynasty. Draymond was a really big piece to why they became who they were. They only were able to sign Steph Curry for so long because he was injured and hadn't really become Steph Curry yet. Klay Thompson from freaking, was it Washington? Eastern Washington or whatever. Like getting these players that were just not as big names, and they figured a way to figure it out and work together. So it wasn't a dynasty yet, so that's not a good point. But also, Austin Rivers played on some pretty damn good teams and could have been that same thing. He played for the freaking Clip. He played for Lob City. That was one of the biggest disappointments of all time, and in the NBA and NBA history. That team was one of the biggest disappointments. And Austin bringing this point up is again a point for Draymond Green. This is exactly what Draymond was already arguing. All right, my bad. I'm sorry.
Office, Bob Myers, Hall of Fame coach Steve Kerr, the greatest shooter of all time, and perhaps a top 5 player of all time.
But they weren't that yet. If Austin would have helped that Clippers team win a championship, won 2 or 3 championships, we would have been talking about Blake Griffin being a possible top 5 power forward of all time. We would have been talking about Chris Paul being a top point guard of all time. We would have been talking about freaking Jamal Crawford, 6th man of eternity. We would have been talking about DeAndre Jordan being 4-time defensive player, and we would have been talking about the Clippers completely different too.
Steph Curry, Hall of Famer. One of the greatest shooters, top 5 shooter of all time, another Hall of Famer, Klay Thompson. The Swiss Army knife himself, the guy who could do a little bit of everything on the floor, Andre Iguodala, another Hall of Famer. I know, keep up, it's a lot of talent. Not to mention one of the most lethal scorers of all time and arguably a top 10 player of all time, Kevin Durant, the same guy you chased off because of this, your mouth. You talk too much. And that's
But again, didn't they win before Durant and after Durant? Again, it's like Durant hasn't won without them, but they've won multiple times without. Oh my gosh. Austin Rivers should just have someone, he should just pay someone to write his argument for him, because there are very valid arguments you can make of Draymond Green, but you're trying to resume him and gatekeep him in all these areas that you underperformed him in.
It's not even counting the plethora of talent around those guys. The Sean Livingstons, the Barbosas, the Andrew Wiggins, the Jordan Pooles, who you also chased off. Cut it out. Draymond, you're the backpack jump shooter. You're the guy.
No, I understand. He's so this is where we disagree, Ant Mark. Austin is giving credit to Draymond. No. If I were Draymond, if Austin said to me, like, I give you credit for that. No, I took that credit. I took the credit. You didn't give it to me. With or without you, I won these 5 championship rings. With or without you, I'm one of the best defenders of all time. With or without you, I've accomplished I was player of the year in college. You don't give me that credit. So that's not a point for Austin. That's not a point for Austin Rivers to just say that Draymond was good in these spots. And then to, in that same breath, say, but you weren't really that good. But he still accomplished more than you did individually. Even though he's not a scorer, he's a backpack jump shooter. He only did these things. But if you look at the stats, his stats were still better than yours. His individual stats are better. That's the part I'm saying. He's arguing out of both sides of his mouth.
That everyone leaves open. No one guards you. There are hours and hours and hours of film of just you being left.
Rajon Rondo. Nobody guarded Rajon Rondo when he played for the Celtics, which your dad coached, by the way. And everyone thought that Rondo couldn't shoot the ball. And then we watched him in All-Star Weekend because they would just back off. But we watched him in All-Star Weekend playing horse against Darren Williams, I think it was. And Rondo was hitting from half court. He's hitting these deep threes. Like, he wasn't missing. People were like, oh, Rondo can actually shoot. And then they interviewed him. And he's like, why would I shoot the ball when I have Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett? He's like, why would I shoot it? This is the same thing with Draymond. Like, what is happening?
Left wide open. In fact, anybody can just YouTube or Google or watch any Draymond game ever, and he's open all game. There are clips of you getting a rebound and just driving in a straight line and just getting a wide open layup because everyone's fanning out to guard the actual talent on the team. Talk about Steve Kerr ended your career. Bro, Steve Kerr made your career. How dare you? Coming at me? Are you kidding me? I wish I could give my son $200 million if I was a coach. Yo, the NBA doesn't give coaching jobs to guys who may or may not sucker punch one of the players and staff. You need to...
I feel like he should have only been attacking Draymond on his anger management issues and the way he talks to his teammates and stuff. He should have just stuck with this the whole time because, oh my gosh, I feel like Austin is making this worse for himself.
Fall back, Dre. Let's just be frenemies. Come on, Draymond. This is ridiculous. Seriously. Ridiculous, but you know.
So, okay, I'm sorry. I feel like, I don't know if there's more to this. This just came out this morning. I don't know if there's more to this beef, this back and forth, but I feel like Austin proved the point that I made in that video that resumes don't matter, because when you start talking on resumes, you'll eventually talk to someone who has a bigger resume, and now it just belittles everything you've done. And now Austin Rivers is feeling that. That's exactly what he did to Nas. And now he's actually going back and arguing with Draymond and not realizing, like, brother, stop digging, stop digging this hole. Just stop now. My point is Austin talking about skills, not stats and resume. That's why he's peeling back the layers. I think it's entertaining, but as far as dissing goes, Austin won that? You think Austin won that? Hold on. So again, I love this conversation. This is going to be a debate I have on stream at some point, but Austin won that? When we talk about skills, again, the Patrick Beverley, the Draymond Greens, who else? Again, like people like Jaden McDaniels. Obviously, it's a little bit different now because he's getting buckets, but there's a lot of players that made it to the league as like the best scorers on their high school team, the best scorers in the nation. And then they get to the NBA and they have to be defensive players. They have to be passers. They have to find other things. That is the skill. The skill isn't to be the best scorer in the world. Exactly what Draymond said when Austin was just, if you saw Austin's highlights in high school, he was just quicker and more explosive and just way better than the players he was playing. He was beating most of them just athletically. Now you get to the NBA where everyone's an athlete. Can you do something else? Austin couldn't do something else. Draymond did dominate a lot of people in college athletically. If you go watch him play in college, he was athletically dominating a lot of people, but he was also very smart. And when he got to the NBA, that athleticism did not do anything for him. So he had to outsmart people. So he found a different way. Austin can talk about skill all he wants, how skilled he was, but look where it got him. Compared to, we can say Draymond's not skilled, but he found a way to use other skills and other things and carve out a lane to have such a successful career. So again, the NBA is about finding your niche, as Draymond was saying. It is about finding a spot that you can fit in. Bro told no lies. The part about not being guarded from the three seemed like a very moot point. Yeah, the thing is, it's not that Draymond's just bad. It's just that Steph is that great. But Draymond helps make Steph that great too. I am being biased, but Draymond destroyed him. You don't think him, in so many words, say Dre has been a part of one of the greatest dynasties of all time is a valid argument? I think that's hold on, guys. I think, so I use this argument quite a bit, but Robert Horry, for example, do you think he looks at his career and just thinks like, man, I was just really lucky to bounce around and just happen to be on teams that won championships? Or do you think Robert Horry looks at his career and was like, yeah, I helped a lot of teams win a lot of championships? You know, like you can look at a career however you can frame it however you want. Do you think Draymond looks at his career and is like, man, I'm so fortunate to have played on this team that happened to win championships? Or do you think Draymond thinks, damn, I'm fortunate to have like come to this team that I just fit perfectly, and I helped them win a lot of championships. I think it's if you're using someone's success to belittle their career, I think it's a dumb argument. I think it's a stupid argument. A better argument for Draymond would be maybe if you said the only reason Golden State kept you is because you were the best player they could get for the cheapest amount of money. Something like that. Like, that's the type of dig you can make at Draymond. Or, I've heard what all your teammates say about you when they leave. Like, something like that. But to say he's not good, or like he just he was a passenger, as everyone says, it's just like, I don't think Golden State wins all those championships without Draymond. Why is Austin all of a sudden arguing for skill when he spent the last month holding his resume against everyone else? Exactly. What up, Air Drip? Austin won as far as delivery? I think you just don't like Draymond. Dre is also one. Yes, talk about that. That would have been a good argument. That would have been a great argument. Talking about how dirty of a player he is. 100%. What you mean delivery? Dre cooked him. Draymond beat this argument without even before Austin responded. Clippers was equivalent to the Warriors. I think the Clippers were one of the greatest assembled on paper teams of all time. They just couldn't get over the hump. Matt Barnes speaks about, I don't know if you guys saw that podcast. Matt Barnes actually speaks about this. Maybe we look at that real quick.
How good was them Clippers teams,
Man,
bro?
I think that we were our own worst enemies, bro. And Doc was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to save everything, and then he brought his son over, and it was just some weird energy there, where he paid his son. I'm not even mad. If I was in the position, I'd pay the fuck out of my son too. But people don't understand at the time what that did to people. I mean, he was making more than me, Jamal, JJ, like guys that were put.
Austin Rivers was making more than Matt Barnes, Jamal Crawford. Who else did he say?
That did to people. I mean, he was making more than me, Jamal, JJ, like guys that were putting in real minutes.
Who are you impersonating right now?
Austin Rivers.
Austin, that's your shit, Austin?
Hey, I'm telling y'all, man, this is why Austin Rivers, just leave it alone, man. Just play Nas. Just play. Don't tell us, again, this is why I think the gatekeeping is so corny. It's like, if your gatekeeping resume say you can't talk about my resume because you never did this, that's like going to a restaurant and being like, you can't complain about this burger unless you've never cooked at a Michelin star restaurant in your life. It's like you can't complain about this movie unless you've directed one yourself. It's the same sort of, that's why I think the gatekeeping is so corny. That's why I made the video that I made, but it also because now Draymond is using your resume against you. So Austin Rivers, instead of using your resume, and then he's trying to attack Draymond's resume again for whatever reason, instead of doing that, just show us there's a difference. I still think Austin Rivers is cold and elite, and if he played Nas, it wouldn't surprise me if he just beat him by 15 or 20, if he's prepared and ready and understands the one-on-one space. But just show us. Just show us that you'll do that. Because there's also a world where I see Nas winning that game. there's a world where I see Nas winning that game and putting belt. So just show us there's a difference so we can know. Just show us there's a difference. Don't tell us that we can't even have that conversation. So anyways, this whole thing is comedy. Austin Rivers needs to just let it die. Because we weren't bringing up these videos. This video is from 8 months ago, 7 months ago. I saw this a while back on Club 520. None of this stuff would be brought back up, except now Austin Rivers is starting to prolong it. So What do you guys think? Yeah, Austin going out sad. Nas going to kill his career. They got to play now. There's no choice. They got to play now. Yeah, Austin. Actually, Austin Rivers, what do you got to lose now? Can't talk about cars. You're not a mechanic. If they play and Nas win, stocks is going to plummet. I mean, I think Austin Rivers stocks is as low as it can get. At least if you played, then the people in the one-on-one space would respect you. You never see me argue like this. Sounds like I really don't like Austin. No, I don't like gatekeeping behavior. I spoke about this in my previous video. I really do like Austin Rivers. I don't know him personally, but I followed his career, watching him. Like, I always wanted to see him succeed. I liked his game. I always when on 2K, I would always pick him. Like, I think Austin Rivers is dope, and I think he's like, it's cool. He's a cool. I think he has pretty good basketball takes for the most part on his show. He says a lot of really insightful stuff. I like Austin Rivers, but there are some pet peeves that I have that really make me dislike. There's some behaviors that I really dislike, and one of them we spoke about earlier with the trainers being kind of scammy behaviors towards kids. I think that's corny. I think this is just as bad. Gatekeeping and resumes. So the reason I feel that way about these things is because it's happened to me my whole life. It's kept me out of opportunities. It's kept me out of being able to get to where I believe I should be. So I want to make sure when I have a platform, I'm not letting people do that stuff. No gatekeeping. Just show me. If you're that much better than Nas, just go beat him. Just go show us. Stop doing the resume thing. We gonna see Doc talking about it soon? Nah. Doc's gonna, didn't he retire? Doc's gonna go, he's gonna go spend time with his grandkids. Rest of the world will clown him? Nah, so, I mean, they're doing it now. The rest of the world is clowning him now. Yeah, Doc will be in his corner in the 1v1 game. Austin just has a bad stance against the scene. I just know. So the reason I don't like the gatekeeping and resume, the reason I didn't like the way it came to Nas, the reason I don't like the way that he's taking this whole situation, Austin does have a very large platform. He's got a very large voice. He's got a very large influence. I want people like that to do their due diligence before speaking on things. Otherwise, it makes me now look at his other basketball takes a little bit different. So he said, one of the best things I think Austin Rivers said as of late was, he's really pushing forward this narrative of things he wish he did better when he was in the NBA, or wish he did better when he was younger. He's like, I wish I watched more game film. I watched Chris Paul, and he was watching game film every night for 3 hours, and he was doing this. And I go, man, that's amazing. That's so cool. I thought that was one of the greatest stories he's told. And then when he goes, Nas would never, the one-on-one scene, this, I'm like, oh, this guy didn't really do his research. Wait. When he told that story about Chris Paul, was that like a real story? Was he just talking and did he not actually do his research? It makes me start second guessing. How did you come to other conclusions? How did you come to these other stances that you have? Do you approach everything like this? And then when you're wrong about something, do you apologize and fix it? Or do you dig in your heels? And right now he's digging in his heels and he refuses to be wrong. So I'm like, oh, this guy's spiraling. Like, yeah, Austin Rivers attacking Hall of Fame players and the one-on-one scene. So it's like you're not good enough. Imagine being Draymond. Imagine having Draymond Green's accolades in his career, and then Austin Rivers basically still saying you're not good enough. Now Nas probably feels pretty good about himself. Oh, he attacked me, but he's also attacking a Hall of Famer. I'm okay. Aubrey Graham energy. He's not built for beef with people above his level. And that's what I mean. There are very valid reasons to attack Draymond Green. Saying he won, saying that he helped create a dynasty is not a good argument. That's a terrible argument. Now tied to Nas. Yeah, everyone that brings up Austin Rivers now talking about one-on-one. So we got to start gatekeeping the best games from coach now. Yeah. Get in the field and perform. Correction. Not bad, but uninformed. Yes. Austin doesn't have to play Nas if he don't want to. Absolutely not. He doesn't have to do anything. But but he probably should. I realize the best 1v1 players are high motor offensive and high motor defensive players, not the guys with the bag. That's why the top 5 so hard. DeBoss, thank you for the $5. I completely agree, and we speak about this quite often. There's something in not biomechanics, but like the training industry likes to call it the mover, right? So there's moves, there's techniques, there's concepts, there's plays, there's all this different stuff we can speak about of how to be a better player. But if the mover is better, so if you can jump higher, run faster, if you're stronger, if you can do these things, all of the other stuff becomes better. So I would say Scoob, Rob probably have the best, like most aesthetically pleasing bag out of the top 5 players. No, actually just Scoob. I would say Scoob probably has the most aesthetically pleasing bag out of the top 5 players, but Scoob doesn't typically beat players because of his bag. He beats them because he's in better shape. Same thing with Nas. Nas has his like anchor steps and he's got some cool moves he does, but he typically beats people because he can just duck his shoulder really hard and get to the basket, and he's strong, right? He's strong and quick. Rob, same thing. Rob can shoot from deep for sure, but he's also really strong and really quick. So they win 80 to 90% of their games just off of being a better mover than the person they're playing against. Then when they play against someone who either matches them or is better in a different spot, now the other stuff comes into play. Leave Drake out of this though. Austin will come around eventually, but honestly, sometimes when you underachieve, it's hard to accept. Maybe he does. Yeah, maybe this is something he's got to figure out. Maybe he's fighting his own demons. We got to worry about that. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about that and address all of that today because we've been keeping up with it. And now I think it proved the full circle moment finally came back around with Draymond is gatekeeping Austin Rivers. He got his just desserts. Now, again, I don't like gatekeeping, and this is why I don't like it, because Austin Rivers gatekept Nas, and now Draymond is gatekeeping him. But again, Draymond throws a stray, someone above Draymond is going to be like, hey, you can't talk about us, and they're going to gatekeep him. It never ends. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, never ends. Gatekeeping is corny. Never use it in an argument. If that's what you got to use to win an argument, you probably don't have a very strong stance. So anyways, that's all I think about that. Bro, in a video game, if I get called out and I don't feel motivated to play, I bring up levels. It's human nature, and I thought you were against dog pilling because you're doing it to Austin right now. Oh, dog piling. So the reason I'm hold on. So dog piling to me is when I think someone has misstepped. So I think someone has made a mistake, and I point out that mistake, and then everyone else is like, yeah, you're stupid for that mistake. And then everyone dogpiles, right? Everyone else comments on that mistake, but that person's like, hey, I made a mistake. Like, I'm like, hold on, don't dogpile. Like, I already pointed it out. He knows he made a mistake. Like, just leave it. We're good. To me, dogpiling is whenever something like that happens. Dogpiling is not when Austin Rivers goes and comments on an 85 follower page and then calls out Nas and then calls out the rest of the one-on-one space and then talks about everyone's resumes, and then we address that and then we leave it, and then Austin Rivers then goes on to keep this dragging on with another NBA player and someone else. At some point there's a common denominator, like Austin Rivers is probably the person you got to talk to about why he's getting the hate he is, not me. I'm not, I promise you, I'm not fueling the Austin Rivers whatever you want to call it, dogpiling. He's doing that himself. I'm trying to give my perspective of what I think he could do better. I'm trying to give my perspective of why I think he needs to stop calling out people, like why I think he's wrong in these things. He's making the same mistake with Draymond that he just made with Nas. So it's showing me that, Austin Rivers, until he acknowledges his role in this, until he acknowledges like why he keeps running into the same problem with different people, Steven Jackson, who was the other, Matt Barnes, freaking Nas, and Draymond Green. At some point, Austin Rivers has to be like, maybe it's me. Maybe I got to change the way I'm addressing things. Maybe I got to look at things a different way. Because right now, it's everyone else's fault. Watch Deng versus Schmidy. Yes, sir. Right on it, sir. Right away, sir. Yeah, Rob and possibly LP too, right? Yeah, we're going to watch that today. We're going to watch that. Y'all, chill. We're going to watch it. We're going to watch Deng versus Schmidy. We're going to watch it. I already got it on the notes. I want to, we would just have a little conversation about some other stuff today. Okay. Okay. We just enjoying. Kendrick won the battle. Drake won the war. I'm on J. Cole's side. It's all unnecessary. What we doing? What up, Federa? Yeah, we're going to check out that game. Please, no spoilers. Please, no spoilers. We're going to check it out. Guys, that's what y'all get on these live streams. Sometimes we talk about other stuff, but the videos will come out throughout the week, as you know, so bear with me. Sir, yes, sir. See Daigo versus Menard? I did not. Is that an anime? Pat top 5. J. Cole tapped out. Great combo, though. Changed my mind on the Austin Rivers Draymond situation. Oh, nice. That's good to hear. Not that I changed your mind, but that it was insightful in some way. I do like talking about topics when we catch them and when they're in the media and they happen to come up. I think they're fun to talk about. So we'll continue doing that as they come up. But yeah, making sure we get our games and stuff out too. Austin Rivers in his content clip farming bag right now. Yeah, so last thing I'll say on this before I move on. I think it's an appeal to the population or whatever. Yeah, but very... So I do have an issue with it because that's the Gilbert Arenas approach. That's the Stephen A. Smith approach. That's the Skip Bayless approach. I think that is a way to gain fans. That is a way to get popular. That is a way to have success. But it's like a shortcut. Right? It's like a shortcut to success. It's not real fans. They're not fans of Austin. People that become fans of, or people that watch Skip Bayless or watch Stephen A. Smith, they're not necessarily fans of them as a person. There's a lot of hate watchers. There's a lot of people that want to be angry at something. There's a lot of people that just want to see outrage. So they watch those people for that. I don't think that's healthy. I just don't think that's healthy to constantly want to be outraged every day. Sometimes things aren't that serious. Sometimes it's formulaic engagement. It's kind of what I was talking about earlier with the trainers, the training industry, the online skills stuff. Like the formulaic engagement, I think, is the worst part of the internet. And so when people engage in that sort of stuff to get so my videos that I put out, if you go look at my most popular videos, they're all going to trend the same way. It's going to be some drama stuff. It's going to be something that, yeah, it's going to be some drama. It's going to be something that I've talked about that's a little bit toxic. And I could continue posting that content, but also know what that does to me mentally when I'm looking for toxic stuff to talk about. It changes. It's like it's not a good place to be in. So instead of me just like, oh, that's what everyone wants to see. Everyone loves outrage. Everyone loves engagement. I've also posted some of those videos. I don't like the way it makes me feel when people that are engaging in the comments aren't charitable, good faith commenters. There's people who just want to be mad at something and angry, and I'm not going to change their mind. So it's like, this is not healthy. Just call this the Austin Rivers segment. Yeah, once a week. Is Draymond being in my top 5 players? Nah, there's a lot of reasons to like Draymond. Next subject. Huh? Bad news sales. Skip's dedication to the LeBron hate snubbing is admirable. Austin is being entertaining right now, but I don't think it's sustainable. Nah, you got to keep one-upping. You got to keep getting more outrageous every time. And that's why it's not a good pathway to go down. I'm a Nas fan, and even him being gatekeeping, even him be gatekeeping, not that he thinks he's gatekeeping, he's just not motivated to play a person, and he brings up accomplishments. It's human nature. Austin did the same thing. Yeah, but I've been critical of Nas for that same thing too. Nas just doesn't do it. I think there's a difference, right? If I say I'm the number 1 player and you're number 12, you have to beat a number 5 player to get to me. I think that's a different form of gatekeeping because there's actually something the person can do. There's a pathway, right? There's a pathway there for that game to happen. But if someone says you're beneath me because you played, our careers are over. Let's say our careers are over. And someone goes, you're beneath me because of what you did in the past. You'll never be as good as me. I'm like, that feels a little different. That feels a little different, right? When it's something that we can't change and it's something that happened in the past and it's something that was largely out of my control and out of your control, but that's what you're using to say you're a better person than me. That's a little bit weirder. Neither AR, Austin Reeves too? Austin Reeves? Daigo versus Minaj. Oh, I didn't see that. What is the Evo Japan? No, I didn't watch any of that. D Baby and Wani. When's that video come out? Toxic cells, bad for an individual state of mind? 100%. I wish that the media and sports analysts took a more objective approach to coming to conclusions. That's not where the money is, though. There's a very good, hold on. I want you guys to watch this. So if you guys like the way I think about topics, there's a very good video. I don't want to do this. Damn, what was it? It was, I just watched it the other day. Damn, I'm not gonna be able to find it. When I find it, I'll post it. Dang, I can't remember. So I'm not gonna be able to find it. When I do find it, I'll post it in Discord. But there's a very good video that talks about how First Take Max Kellerman did a video on this too, and it was really good. But there was a guy that used to work for SportsCenter, and he talked about how they would come up with their debates, how they would come up with their topics that they were going to talk about during the day. So it was all driven by what people were watching. So SportsCenter used to just be SportsCenter all day long, or SportsCenter used to just be sports all day long, sports news. There was a lot more objective broadcasting. There was a lot more news. It was news. But then they learned from sports radio that you shouldn't be giving news and stats. You're just entertainment. We should be entertaining, and sports is the background. So that's what SportsCenter has turned to now. And they started paying attention to sports radio. And the way they would have their segments, instead of, I think OKC Thunder is the best team, you think Philadelphia 76ers are the best team, they're going to win the championship, let's debate on that. Instead, they would say, like, Coach Midrange, who do you think is the best team? And I go, Oklahoma City Thunder. And the other person is like, yeah, I think they're the best team too. And I go, okay, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the best player on that team. And we both go, yeah, I agree. And they go, okay, the coach, they go, Mark Dagnall is the best coach in the league. And I would go, I don't agree with that. And they would go, okay, that's what we're debating about. So I think Mark Dagnall is the reason that the Oklahoma City Thunder will win the championship. And then my debate would be, I think Mark Dagnall will be the reason that they don't win a championship. So we would debate on the thing we disagree on. So they found this formula. They found out, and that's why it was LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. Every other week they would be talking about that. Then it would be LeBron James is the reason the Lakers won. LeBron James, because they would pick the most hot topic conversations. They would talk about the most hot topic conversations, and they're like, we got to debate about that. We have to argue about that. So that's what SportsCenter, that's what ESPN has turned into. So now Gilbert Arenas, Club 520 does this, Jeff Teague. There's a lot of other, now that you know that formula, there's a lot of other people that try to do the Stephen A. Smith engagement farming, but they don't know the formula. They just see what Stephen A. Smith does and they copy Stephen A. Smith, but they don't know Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, Skip Bayless. They have a formula. They've seen the stats. They understand, the producers fully understand what's going to get people talking. There's a formula to it. So that's why they're so successful with it. And then you see everyone else trying to do the same thing, and they're just not as good, but they're still toxic. They're still toxic. June Lee's video. Yes, June Lee, hot take culture. Yes, 2 weeks ago. This is a great video. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you. Let him cook B-ball. You guys need to go watch this video, though. You got to go watch this video. June Lee, hot take, how hot takes took over everything. This will change the way like you look at ESPN and just people in media in general. It gives you words to describe that weird, icky feeling that some of you get, right? Instead of just being mad, now you'll know, oh, that's why I don't like it. Oh, that's okay. I get it. Yeah, this was a great video. Just saying, I've never seen you slander anyone till today. I don't think it's crazy. An ex-NBA player. Hold on, wait. Sammy, you know what slander means, right? What do you think slander means? You think I slandered Austin Rivers today? Can you tell me why I slandered him? What do you think Austin Reeves has to do to get better against physical teams? So a lot of the problems you guys are seeing in the playoffs, this is why I don't watch the NBA. I don't watch the NBA until the second round of the playoffs. Austin Reeves is doing exactly what I thought he would do in the playoffs. Just because he had a 50-point triple-double earlier in the year, people are like, man, these guys are so good. Look at Shea. What does Shea look like in the second round of the playoffs? He had 18 points, drives into the lane, he throws his shoulder into someone and flops, and they don't call it. Shea's still, I still think he's the best player in the NBA, him and Jokic. But Shea looks a little different in the playoffs, right? Second round looks a little different. Austin Reeves, he looks a little different. The NBA is entertainment. The regular season, it's entertainment. It's just a show. It is a carnival. I can't watch it. But the NBA around the second round of the playoffs starts getting really interesting. You start seeing really good basketball. Start seeing physical defense. It starts becoming the actual NBA. So that's what I don't think anything surprising has happened. Drew Gooden and June Lee did the video. June Lee is a former ESPN guy. Yeah. This is definitely the video. Coach, can we watch a game? Yeah, I had a game come out at 6 a.m. and then there's another one coming out at 3 p.m. But I'll watch some games too. Whenever you interview said player, you could get feedback on it. That's a good idea. Bones versus Dev today. Definitely slander. All right. Well, what do you think? What do you think I said that slandered? I'd definitely be slandering. You're a slanderer. Also, to everyone in the chat, I've said this before. The reason I started streaming was because I like building a community for one, but this is me working. So I post 3 videos per day, roughly. This is what so I'll watch these videos, react to it, whatever, break them down. But so when I stream, sometimes when these things come up, when conversations happen, I'm just going to go with them, right? I'm not a machine. And when you guys are like, go on to the next thing or do this, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So hold your horses. If you're a type of person that does like to be able to control everything, I would encourage you just watch the videos, because when the videos come out, you can just watch that segment. You don't have to deal with all this yapping. But the streams, I'm just going to go with the flow. Otherwise, I get burnt out and I'm not going to want to stream often. When it gets physical, it gets real. We see who's actually good, who can adapt to the environment. Yeah. Don't fall for the bait. You just agreed with one side. Yeah, maybe. Ant might be better than Shea. Yeah, but there's different ways to measure better. Like Shea, I will say the reason I like Shea is not the reason everyone else points out. The reason Shea is one of my favorite players, I hate watching him play, but the way he talks to his teammates, the way he communicates, the way he's a leader, you can tell the stuff he does outside of the games as well. So what he does in practice, how he's a leader. He's the definition of an elite leader. So, and a communicator, that's one of my favorite things about Shea. I don't think Anthony Edwards does that as good as Shea yet. And that's something he's going to have to, once he becomes that leader, that's when Ant will take the next step. Are you going to do any interviews with those players or any vlogs? Yeah, 100%. I will, Swift. Coach isn't like Swift being lazy. I love the yaps. Yeah, some people do. Some people love them. Daily internet skills trainer segment and a daily yap session. Sorry, Dre. I hate to say it. Ant over Shea. I come for the yap and I actually watch the videos later. Yeah, that's how most people do. Check the same bugs and no updates. Am I commentating the OTD Elite? I am. Oh, a DJO interview would be a very good one. That's a great pool. I'd love to interview him. All right, let's I feel like we've covered all the topics I wanted to. I was just feeling in my bones. All the topics I was feeling in my bones, and now we can get to the Deng versus Schmidy game. Oh, we here. Interview Nas. I actually need to interview Nas because I did interview Archie. So I actually need to interview Nas just so it's fair too. And I feel like Nas has a lot of insight to give, and people just, for whatever reason, he never, no one interviews him and asks him like good questions. Still got to add China to the site. You already got Baltimore on there. You don't think it's Schmidy? I think it's Smitty. No. Hoop Harbor. It's Schmidy. It's 1,000% Schmidy. It's never not been Schmidy. Yeah, that's where I first saw it, Patrick. That's where I first saw it, was the Max Kellerman talking about it on his podcast, or on Rich Paul's podcast. And then June Lee came out with that video a couple weeks ago. It was really good. And a Scoob interview. Yeah, I gotta get on my interview. Gotta get better on my interview. Castro asked earlier, there's no interview today, but I'm hopefully gonna interview Map tomorrow. And then I have an interview lined up for Monday as well. All right. What's up, gang? Hope you're doing well. After chat was just talking my ear off earlier, I was trying to get to these games, and chat was like, "Coach, no, we don't want to watch games today. We just want to yap. We don't want to watch games. We just want to chat." I was like, "Come on, guys. I really want to watch these games." But we're going to watch this one. He might be the next top 5 player in 1v1, and he's coming for everybody. Pause. Deng versus Schmidy, 1v1. Go like, go subscribe. Let's check it out. Back a little bit.
There it is. Body back to the pool.
And gets it to go.
Oh!
Talk to me nice.
All right, I don't want to see these. I want to see highlights before.
Tampa, but today we changed the rules from 3-on-3 to 1-on-1. Deng versus Schmidy. 2 newcomers, 1 opportunity to make a name for themselves. Schmidy stepping into the spotlight for the first time as a 1v1 player, a rim protector, an athlete who lives above the rim. And across from him, the great Deng, shifty with the ball, lockdown defender, the kind of player who makes every possession uncomfortable. 2 rising names with everything to prove, because every game counts and every moment matters. And only one team will earn their place in the finals this November. So now it's simple. New Orleans versus Tampa.
How do I like the new setting? Welcome. I like it. I talked about this somewhat. A lot of people said I was hating. I like different settings. I don't like I could be very critical of this gym, but you don't know what the gym is like till you get there and you set. But I just like different settings. I just like different settings. And that might just be me personally, but I don't want to see them playing in the same gym all the time.
The place, the rankings right now, New Orleans has not got a win, so they're definitely going to need to get it. They're 0-1. They played 2 games today. Also, Deng's team is 2-0. Florida, Team Florida. DMV, 2-0. Then we have New Orleans. We have Toronto. They're 1-1.
Oh, yeah.
And then last year, who am I missing? Oh, Philadelphia.
Philly.
0-1.
They flipped the name tags? They did.
New Orleans.
All right, let's get straight to this action. This 1v1 should not disappoint.
We got two specimens on the floor right now. Deng, we've seen him on the scene, coming off a tough loss on the scene. He's looking to bounce back and get his team a huge win here against a competitive guy in Schmidy. We saw Schmidy.
Hey, Schmidy, you hear that? Bionic says Schmidy. If Bionic says Schmidy, I'm going with Schmidy.
Out in LA, and he was really hooping in the threes, but early this season, he had some trouble scoring the rock. That's going to be a key to the game for him. If he can get his jumper going, play through contact against Deng.
Yeah, Dev rocking the beanie.
But if you're Deng, what are the keys to victory here?
Well, Deng's a really good one-on-one player. So, he loves getting the mid-range. Find whatever makes you comfortable early on, but you have to crowd Schmidy. Schmidy for him.
Now Dev undoing it. Dev calling him Schmidy. I'm going with Bionic here. Dev's wrong.
The thing that gives Deng issues is when you can go through him going to the basket. So Schmidy can really work on just powering through, getting to the cup a few times, that three-pointer.
Sammy, it's not slander. You're using the word slander, but you're actually slandering me, calling me a slanderer, buddy, old pal. What's your definition of slander?
On one, you always stay in rhythm because you ain't got to pass the ball to nobody.
You can say I'm being critical.
You're fine.
All right, this game is going to be good, chat. Let us know right now in the comments who you got, Deng or Schmidy.
And Jay with the rock.
And here we go. Deng off with the three-pointer early.
I forgot Sammy be rage baiting.
But that's the first shot of the day. I'm sure he'll.
Oh, I'm starting a new segment. Sorry for the people just trying to watch this video. This is how we'll address all of this going forward. New segment. You can rage bait coach, but I'm not falling for rage bait no more during streams. You can rage bait me at the end. Okay, so whatever rage bait you guys got for me, save it for the end of stream. Like 3:30 or 2:30. Save it for around that time, and y'all can rage bait me all you want.
Bounce back in this game. Schmidy with the possession.
Wow.
Working from.
Oh, also Deng's shot here. Remember we were talking about Dre's jump shot yesterday. So again, I'm not too worried about what's happening up here. Ball in the palm of your hand, or is there a gap? Not too worried about that, right? But I do think balance is super important when you're shooting. So his base, Deng's got to fix this. Like that wide base is fine, but you got to keep that base as you shoot. That's terrible. That is not a consistent, like you cannot be a consistent shooter shooting like this. Go watch Damian Lillard. Guys like that shoot from deep, and look how like struck rigid they keep their hips and their waist whenever they're shooting. It's so tough to be consistent shooter twisting that much.
A bit of a crater, but that's
it's actually MIDI. The S is silent, true. Tracy McGrady 3.
The possession.
Wow.
Working from triple threat. Hang dribble.
Oh.
Schmidy with the possession.
Wow.
Working from triple threat. Hang dribble. Oh, got him off.
Hey.
Ooh. And Schmidy is on the board with a
Be interested to see Schmidy. I didn't think he had like a one-on-one bag, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. Didn't I say I wanted to see this game?
So low.
Didn't know they actually played.
Schmidy draws the foul against Deng on the jab step.
Yeah, Sammy, let's hop on a call later after I do this next game.
Schmidy can hit free throws throughout this game.
Oh, to the left.
And can't get it to go. Turnover. It's a good foul by Deng.
Right, he's giving you the left.
Creates
Much better. Much better balance. But Deng's got to find a way. Like, again, what you would like to do, ideally, if you can. Okay, you don't have to every time. If you're a good shooter, this is still a good shot. But if someone gives you that lane, like, you've got to be able to take that angle. If you can't take this angle and do something with it, as a defender, I just keep going, okay, I don't think this guy is comfortable driving left. I'm just going to force him left the whole time. I think with that much space, you got to be able to take that angle and end up with like a decent shot. That's the only way to get a good defender. I don't know what Schmidy will do for the whole time, but you gotta get them to honor that. Like, if you get someone giving you that much space, I think you have to be able to take it.
Creates the space he wants off the jab. A little long on the jumper though.
Why is Jamil in Schmidy's corner? Good defense. Way to crowd him. Can he make it though? Air ball.
Watch
Ooh,
your
it's
head.
silent in there. Silent. He's
Big
trusting
shot.
his three, though. I like this. He's trusting it. And this is what he does need to get better at. But on balance, look at that. On balance, nice. Held the follow. Hey, good shot. Gets his own rebound. Look at him. Hustle plays.
This whole game so far. It's good to see him get one go through.
There
now
we
he's
go.
getting downhill, left hand. But
It's funny. I feel like the height and length kind of bothering Deng. He had a wide open layup, but rushed it a bit because Schmidy been blocking everything in this series.
left hand layup draws a foul on the play.
And I said that first three-pointer was a big shot for Deng because, you know, if he could find his three-point shot early, that opens the game up pretty fast here, you know. And we haven't seen Schmidy in the one-on-one, so I'm interested to see how.
Yeah, Schmidy probably the best. He might be the best shot blocker we've seen in the 3v3s. Obviously, I don't know of all time. I haven't seen like all the older games and stuff, but
there we go. We got it right. Here we go. Deng working from deep.
Snatch.
Ooh, good snatch. Here we go.
So a lot of stuff we've been talking about over the last few days. This is where Nas, we're going to point out what Nas did. So 0.5 seconds of freedom for Deng. Remember, this should be something. So LP, like there's a couple ways to counter this. Your crossover should take you just to the basket, right? You shouldn't have to do these setup steps that Deng gets ready to do. If you're doing these setup steps, they should take you a little bit further away, maybe to the top of the key, and you're getting on balance. That way, now Schmidy has to close out. You can shoot it. You can drive left. You can drive right if he overcloses out. But this, you want to perfect this. So players in the one-on-one space, you want to be able to perfect this. Drive full speed right. You get that 0.5 seconds of freedom. It's like, what are you doing with this? Now let's watch what Deng does. See how he has to take a step and then another step to drive. So he just effectively got that space, and then he had to take two more steps to drive left. And it allowed Schmidy to that's like for getting the space that he got. That's a great contest. I know Deng can still make these, but you want to be able to create a little bit more separation than that. And that's just those little differences. One extra step, one extra inch, all that stuff.
Schmidy loses the handle. Shoots a tough shot. No good.
Deng gonna have you looking like that on, in the one-on-one because he just crowds you so well.
Ooh.
Good block in the one-on-one because he just crowds you so well.
Just got to cover more space there. He just guessed that hesitation would get him. But again, Deng hasn't shown that he's really prepared to drive full speed left. So Schmidy doesn't have to honor that little T-Mac hesitation. This is a good game. They're both kind of locking each other up.
He gonna block some shots. We saw earlier in this season, he can block a lot of shots. Gets downhill, turn around.
That's a great
earlier
move.
in this season.
Full speed right, inside the elbow, inside the block. Second highest percentage shot in basketball. Great move.
He's a little frustrated with himself after that play. Feels like he can make that jump hook even with the contact.
I'm sorry, I got to
That
blow
was
my
definitely
nose.
easy when he dropped right there. Good move though.
Gets the free throw to go though.
Schmidy got a soft touch on the shot for sure.
Deng is sitting down.
Sit down.
He is sitting down.
That was great.
He's gotten to that corner long too again, the Scotty Lewis too.
Oh,
Deng getting his
good
back.
defense,
Step
though.
back, two.
Man, he's got to clean up some of this stuff. So next time I see Deng, we're gonna work on some stuff. But because he's got the athleticism, that's a great driving angle. But now just look how many steps. So he plants his left foot and then he plants his right foot. And then he does a step back, not all the way to the three, and has to rotate his hips and turn. Like there's so much that he can clean up there. You could tell he just hasn't worked on that a lot, but the idea is the right idea. Just got to rep out like the execution.
Finished. We saw it in day one of Battlegrounds.
Hey, if he could, if he could get to this, duck your shoulder, push off, get some separation. Damn.
Getting into the contact,
Good shot.
using his shoulder, bodying him into the step back.
Schmidy is just going one direction every single play.
He was ready for the bump this time. Watch Deng. He like absorbs it and stays attached.
Schmidy is just going one direction.
But it's also because Schmidy drives so far left. Remember on the last one, it was straight downhill, which is why he got that separation. This time, it's like he doesn't get that momentum. But, man, this is a really fun game. There's a lot to break down here.
Today, one of the players, and now I can't unsee it.
Great.
Out to me yesterday.
He's got to be willing to do this. Got to be willing to take this drive, make him guard you a little different. If he gives it to you again, you go again. Because I do think Deng is faster.
Going back and forth.
Yeah, it's a good one right here.
I thought it was going to be a little bit of a defensive matchup.
Oh, got him.
Pump
Is he
fake,
going to
got him
dunk
off
that?
the ground. Lay up.
Guys, how is this on the floor? This is we have to clean this up.
Going to be a little bit of a defensive matchup.
Oh, got him.
Pump.
This has got to be an intentional, right? Or you call an and one.
Lay up and one.
I like and ones for that. I think he took one more dribble.
That's an and one.
Did he take one more dribble?
In one-on-one, like if you get beat, if you get blown by and you have to grab someone from behind, that's a foul. And that's a take foul. And like in FIBA, you can't do that.
I mean, you know, if we're playing continuation, for sure.
That's not intentional, but and one. I mean, a take foul to me, an intentional foul to me, is not going for the ball. But if you just grab someone because they've beat you, like just don't call the foul and let them get the layup if you're the ref. Otherwise, like it incentivizes to just keep fouling. Or hold on, I guess I will say this though. I will say with the bonus, that does clean it up a little bit because you don't have infinite fouls. So I am critical of it, but I just realized they do have a bonus. So I'm less critical of those calls. At least there's a bonus.
Oh, good boy.
Step back. 3.
Damn,
You know,
on
if
fire.
we're playing
Right
continuation, for sure.
now. Just playing simple. Straight line drive, started everything off. Then he shot a 3. Now he jab into a step back. Getting downhill to the left is what got everything going.
They giving it to him early. You're not ready on defense. If you know they're going to give it to him, you got to be up. And that's how he get that stuff. And look, he going to his left and step slow. Jamming, whatever, then you going to his left. You just slow, left side. But you got to get up. My leg, yeah. Good. But look, contest every shot, up on every. When he's catch the ball, you up. You just got to.
I think just stay down, play him flat, and just late contest. Like you gotta prove that Deng can beat you from the 3.
He jumping everything. Yeah, he jumping everything.
So I started
He's
early,
a reaction to
trying to get that nigga to respect that 3. So then now you gotta buy everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you do, though.
Yeah.
Hey, stop second guessing yourself too, though, on that little stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. The pickup is weak, dog. Saying, you feel me?
He wait. Yeah, and I know the court got this part.
Yeah.
But he's longer, so you're gonna have to get this shit off a little bit quicker.
Facts,
Probably
facts.
that you used to, or that space that you get. You gotta hurry up and make a decision.
Facts,
Don't second guess, 'cause he got lit. He's gonna be able to recover quicker than just like you, for most people. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing good though.
Hey, Bijan is a great corner man. We said that last game. Bijan's such a great corner man.
What's the score? Oh, is that the score?
That's the right score?
You up now?
That's not the right score, bro.
What is that?
No, it might be the right score. It might be the right score.
Yeah, you didn't get to and one.
I got a layup and then that free throw. Hey, right.
Getting the handle, getting come out.
All right, they're doing the same thing too now.
And defense too.
3. We don't need 3 timeouts. Just give us the best parts of the timeouts.
Oh, let's see how Schmidy does down the stretch. Because he's got off to a hot start, in my opinion. Got to go get him.
Right play.
He's got off to a hot start, in my opinion.
It's the right play by Deng. Like I said, you just got to be able to take this. Now you can rep this out. It's hard to rep out when you don't typically have someone like this that can go block you. But Deng's just got to rep that out so that becomes a normal layup. It's the right play.
High off the glass with the left-hand scoop. That's a skilled move by Deng. Again, if I'm Schmidy, I give him a little space and I contest late on the 3.
I like the way Deng is playing right now, though. He's playing very like get straight to it. Don't second guess.
They ain't trying to get all the way underneath him. Does a good job of walling up. Gonna force him into a tough shot. Bails him out at the end after complaining to the ref.
Yeah, stay with
You
it.
got to keep playing if you're Deng. You can't get into trying to be a referee at the same time.
No.
Great free throw by Schmidy. He converts at the line.
Ooh, good move.
Good deep.
Yeah, he don't really have counters. He's not able to create that 0.5 seconds of freedom. So I think you just keep crowding him. Just keep crowding him.
Cut it every time. Great drop. Oh! Left hard drive, right won't necessarily cut it every time.
What?
Great drop.
Oh! What a finish by Deng. He switched hands mid.
Full speed left. I'm telling you. If he's going to keep guarding you like that, you got to keep taking it.
That's body control.
Now you should be able to jab left and get whatever you want going right.
Spatial awareness. Deng with a three.
Or shoot it. Let's watch his feet. Is this something Deng needs to fix? No, pretty good balance there. Pretty good balance.
Long right.
We always say it's an area improvement, that three-point shot, that he can get way better at. We call, after down, going up 2-0 for Team Florida.
Yeah, that's why I haven't watched the top 10 plays yet, because there's a lot of games. There's a lot of games I haven't caught up on.
How Deng reset it. We gave him a call. He was at the library reading books, because he felt like he didn't play well, but he wanted to take his mind off of basketball a little bit. Whoa, man. He's in front of him. He just got to be, less handsy. 2 hands on the chest is probably going to get you a foul call.
He's going to have to wall up just a little bit more. He's just forcing Schmidy to go one direction.
Damn.
Offensive foul on the play. He's just forcing Schmidy to go one direction.
He caught him.
Offensive foul on the play.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, Schmidy he needs to be able to drive lower and try to get his shoulder to Deng's hips. He's not able to drive very low, so he'll struggle. He'll struggle against like quicker players.
In the mouth.
Yeah, it's funny because he crouches space.
Yeah.
When I played with Deng earlier in King of the Court, I actually caught him with the elbow myself because he was so tight into my space.
Nice little move here.
I actually caught him with the elbow myself because he was so tight into my space.
Right. Credit to him for playing so much defense, though.
Yeah.
And sitting down in that chair.
Don't give him any threes.
You find a player that takes as much pride on defense.
I like that one.
That's a great three-point shot.
Got to keep forcing him to drive because I think that's his weakness, driving against quicker players. Crowd the space. Yep.
Oh,
Good
Schmidy
move.
getting in his bag a little bit.
Oh, there it is.
Step
Body
back
to the pull.
and gets it to. Oh, Schmidy getting in his bag a little bit.
Oh, there it is.
Step
Body
back.
to the pull.
Yeah, if he can get his hands free, and elevate, he's knocked down.
Hey, get in your bag,
But
Schmidy.
this is what offsets Deng when you body him. I wonder if Schmidy would recognize that. Oh, good move.
Oh, he in there.
Oh, what's in your bag, bro? Okay. I like it now.
Yeah, I think I will say for Deng, he needs to take control better on defense. Like
This is what offsets Deng when you body him.
players like this, just force them to play in a straight line. Like force him to play in a straight line to the right because you're faster than him. So actually do what he's doing. You force him to play this way. If you let him cross left and right, it's hard to contest him because he's so tall. But force him to play one direction, then force him to counter. He doesn't really have those counters playing at full speed. Like you've already shown that.
Schmidy would recognize that.
But like letting him get this separation.
Oh, good move. Oh.
Separation again.
Oh, he in there.
Oh, what's in your bag, bro? Okay. I like.
Yeah, just getting his hip and forcing one direction and see if he can counter. Good luck.
3-pointer up, no good.
What up, Laurel? Yeah, just forcing him to play straight lines, unfortunately.
Schmidy can't just find his footing on this.
That court, every court in 2026 must just be slick now. Every game I've been watching, TNC, Ballislife, every game I've been watching, it's just been slick courts and people sliding all over the place. Nice move.
Jeez. Oh,
great step through.
That was nice. Created separation.
Jeez. Oh,
covered a lot of space.
And that takes us into halftime. 12-15. New Orleans definitely needs this win, but way to control it for Team Florida going
back a little bit. line. Main.
He said I got blood on me. I got blood on me. I got blood on me. I'm good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
The elbow?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
4 or 5 out there with Schmidy. He's a wing player, and he's definitely showing that he's got a full bag. Definitely got to, get a little bit more out there if he's going to beat Deng. But
Deng, deep three, straight out of half.
Oh.
Deng.
Yeah, he's got it. He's just got to focus on. I don't know if Deng, if you end up watching this, really look at your feet when you're shooting. Look at, like, if you just keep them consistent, like how I know you've missed a couple too, but this looks like a good shot. When you're twisting your body, when you're twisting your feet a ton, it's like that's when you're missing them really bad. But you're pretty consistent. Like, as long as you keep your feet like pretty solid and facing forward when you shoot.
Deep three, straight.
I think that's the first part of your shot you really got to focus on. It's just your base.
let's shoot threes. Nobody. Good.
It's the pickleball people. You might be right, Ghost. Now he's getting to the right downhill. Great finish, man. He's had a couple really tough finishes.
To start off the second half, 2 possessions, 2 buckets. Deng again from deep.
Oh, man.
Deng is on a hot streak right now.
He's just on fire now.
He's 7 points away.
He's just on fire now.
He's on a kill streak. 8 points. Deng with an 8-point kill streak right now. 8 straight points, 3 straight buckets.
He on
Coming
fire.
out of halftime, ultra aggressive. Schmidy called a timeout to cool him off.
It's getting ugly. Getting ugly. And, that play I look at right there, for all the players watching at home, if somebody's hand checking you, you have to grab them too. You can't just let them hold you. You got to hook their arm, lock them in, go to the basket, It's just called self-defense.
Protect yourself.
You gotta
right?
protect
At
yourself.
all times. In a job.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He give me.
That's why I'm so glad that more people are doing this in the one-on-one scene. Like, we saw it for how long. Everyone used to always complain. That's something whenever I went overseas and I realized how physical it was, like hand checking and body and all that. Then I'd come back to America and I'd be playing pickup and I'd hand check people. I'd be more physical and they're like, foul, ref, foul. And I'm like, damn, it's such an American thing that we think like you just can't, like there's no physicality allowed. But as soon as people realize how to deal with the physicality, now it's almost like a superpower. And I'm glad in the one-on-one space, we're seeing less people complain about hand checking and more people just deal with it. Cause like there's a counter for it. You're fine. But most people just don't want to be hand checked, or they think it's a foul and an automatic foul. But it's like, no, there's a counter. As long as you can be physical too, like you can deal with it.
Threes. So I catch that bitch. So he got a hand down, bro. I'm shooting that motherfucker. And then like what BJ was saying, like, I know he's athletic, so when I get to that paint, I was respecting it, you know what I'm saying? But now if I get there, I'm athletic too. Just go up and finish that motherfucker.
Yeah, just get on the backboard.
Shot, yeah. I'm seeing what he did before and thinking like, oh, I got to punch this shit. Just take instead of taking that motherfucker.
You on that side? You gotta get up. Come on, you good?
Yeah, there's not much for Schmidy here. I think some of the stuff he got to fix is just like training stuff. He just got to get better at dealing with guards and stuff. He's fine. There's just like a quickness, lateral quickness thing, athletic stuff that he's got to work on. Being able to dribble downhill and counter a little quicker. He'll be fine. Freak athlete, can shoot the ball. He just need to package it together a little bit better for one-on-one. He'll be fine.
To the free throw line. So play honest defense.
Oh,
crossover left to right.
Bad.
Scoop. So
You see
play
how low?
honest defense.
How low that crossover was? Damn.
Got crossover
This
left
is
to right.
bad.
Scoop.
Dang.
Ooh.
They didn't want to call a foul.
Schmidy did not give up on that play.
Great.
Yeah, they be doing the same foul, Fuego.
Ooh, what a game we have, chat. Battleground Season 3, Team Florida versus Team New Orleans. Schmidy versus Deng. Schmidy get to the pull-up.
Yeah, it's just his angles he just plays so east and west. He got to play downhill. Every time he's gone downhill, he's gotten a decent look. So he just got to sharpen up his angles.
Step back. Walk through.
Oh!
Talk to me nice. Bounce in the step. Crossover. Step back.
What the hell?
Walk through.
Oh!
Talk to me nice.
Look at it.
Deng with 5 points to target score. Gets to that pull-up. Was leaning too far to the left.
Those shots make me mad when people step through from the 3-point line. Like, if I'm defending, I'm pissed.
So upset.
Okay, Drake.
Good call. Good call. Good call.
Deng with the active hands right now, just harassing Schmidy. Contests the shot. Forced to miss.
I like to see Schmidy fight back and make this again.
Nice. Oh, you had him.
Deng loses his footing.
Oh, he
Still
didn't.
Oh, it just don't matter, does it? I don't know why he stopped. Like, he had a full angle. I don't know why he decided to stop. So this is definitely stuff that Deng needs to fix. When he decides to separate, he's not actually covering any space backwards. So that's something he could work on for sure. Just being more intentional with his like step backs, because he didn't create any space. He had the layup, but that's one thing he could work on. But he's still being able to rise up over the top and hit that. Damn.
Hold on. He played great defense and just
a 3-point shot can win it here. Game winner.
Oh my
Deng
God.
with the dub. Wow. Big shot by Deng. Way to respond. Quick.
It was quick.
Y'all let us know how quick this game was in the second half, because let's bring Deng over for an interview.
Oh, he just transformed quick.
Rough first day.
Facts.
Came back and got a chance to play a one-on-one where you don't have to pass, you don't lose rhythm, you stay in rhythm the whole game. Gotta feel good, right?
Yeah, man. I know I was better than what I did that first day, man. So, I was really getting mentally prepared for this. I wasn't going out. I wasn't doing nothing. Just get my sleep, get my rest, get my mental right, thinking about what I could have did better that first day, and not beating myself up either, because I know I'm capable. So just, getting back to doing the simple things and just being myself.
Were you really at the library?
Nah, yeah, for sure, yeah, definitely, man. I went out there, I like to read. I like to just find some peaceful things to do, you know what I'm saying? Just get my mind right. So yeah, I was definitely at the library.
That's fire though. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, I value people.
Yeah, we talked about that in his interview when we interviewed Deng, talking about, because when I first met him, everyone was in the house playing like 2K and just talking and on their phones and whatever. Deng was outside reading.
Education, and just sometimes you need to get away
right
from the things that you love to do, So,
for sure.
Great win, bro. And where can they find you?
You're gonna find me on any platform: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at dangb.99.
All right.
Dope. Hey, good game, man. Deng looked really good here. There's definitely some stuff he can add, but I don't think this game was such a bad one for Schmidy. I think it showed me like exactly the stuff he needs to work on, and showed me like his superpower and where he is really good. I think he'll be good. I think he's gonna be pretty good in the one-on-one scene. But yeah, let me know what you guys saw of this game, and I'll see you all in the next one. It was a good game. Sammy, if you would like to, we can do our call right now if you want to argue. And other than that, I do want to do one more game, but maybe it'll have to be a quick game today. You're in the waiting room? Oh my gosh. Sammy, stay ready. Sammy, stay ready so I ain't got to get ready. All right. Oh. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Sammy.
Uh-huh.
You called me a slanderer. What would you like to talk about?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Well, what's up?
Hold on. I got to pause the video.
Oh, it's because do you have the stream up as well?
Yeah, I had to stream up, but I turned it off now.
Yeah, just listen. Just do through Discord.
All right. Yeah, so,
yeah, what's up?
Okay, first, let me make this point. So you think it's okay that, let's say, at the point Lamar Peters was calling out Nas, he was like, let's say he was like 8 or so, give or take?
Yeah.
So you think it's okay, Nas brings up, oh, you haven't done shit and you can't play me. But when Austin Reavers that has been in the NBA. That's like the pinnacle of basketball, right? He's been in the NBA, and when people put him against Nas, and he's like, no, Nas hasn't done enough, so I can't play him. Even though I don't think it's Austin Reeves is really disrespecting the space. I don't know why people see it as that. I see it as him not being motivated to play Nas when he don't see like nothing to gain from it. I'm pretty sure if y'all put a bag in front of him, he's probably gonna take that opportunity and play Nas. So yeah, I just disagree. You think it's okay for Lamar Peters, for Nas to decline Lamar Peters and not Austin Rivers to decline Nas? Like that's not really making sense.
Well, let's address one point at a time. So LP playing Nas, obviously there was more history and more story there, right? Like LP and Nas was supposed to happen. Nas has been wanting to play LP for it was like 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were wanting to play they were trying to play for 2 years, and LP kept putting the game off. So then LP gets into the scene and ends up playing Scoob and losing, and then he wants to play Nas. Nas is like, well, now you got to wait, because he felt, and Nas spoke about this, he felt that LP was big timing him and making him wait. Well, when he got into the one-on-one space, he decided to make LP wait.
If it's not Lamar Peters, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but if it's not Lamar Peters, there are other examples of
Right.
Nas declining matchups and bringing up resume.
So again, now the overarching difference, and this is what I was saying earlier, I think there's a difference when, let's say me personally as a player, if I call out someone, or if I say like, you've got to go, if I'm the number one player, if I'm Nas, and I say, you got to go beat if he did that to Zay, if he said right now, like, Zay, you don't deserve to play me, that'd be weird, because Zay's number 2, or number 1, wherever you have him, he definitely deserves that game. But Nas, a number 1 player doing that to a number 8 or a number 15 player, like, I don't think that's the same as someone calling out, saying Nas or a number 1 player, someone in another space, like, you're never going to be as good as me, you don't deserve to be on the same court as me. I think those are two fundamentally different things, right?
I don't think Austin Rivers said he's never going to be as good as him, and even if Austin Rivers has been in the NBA, let's not forget that. Like,
no, I won't forget it, because Austin Rivers makes sure we know about it.
Okay, look, it'll be cool for that game to happen, but I generally just don't like the fans, attacking NBA players. At this instant, Austin Rivers, and nagging him to play a game where if he doesn't want to play, he doesn't have to play. And
right,
that's why I think the what's it called, slandering is. And
so do you know what slander means? Like calling someone out, like using lies or misinformation against someone's character, right?
Okay, then if not slandering, let's use
criticize,
overly criticizing. We can use that.
Overly criticizing?
Yes.
I think I'm just criticizing. Overly criticizing means like I'm beating a dead horse. I've spoken about this both times that Austin's spoken about it. I've just spoken on it. It's not like I bring it up out of nowhere. I just address it as it comes up, because I have a voice and a platform in the one-on-one community, and I also have, like, my basketball was traditional basketball, 5-on-5 basketball. So I feel like I kind of know both. I have a perspective of both sides, and I feel like I can give a different perspective that most people can't. Most people are only in the one-on-one space, or they're only NBA. So when you heard me have that conversation with Archie Goodwin, that was why I was able to offer him some different perspective. He was able to give me some different perspective, and we were able to like cross some ground there. So I try to give both sides of it. The Austin Rivers is not making an NBA versus a 1v1 player argument. He is making my resume is better, therefore I'm better. And I was like, well, that's not a good argument because Draymond Green just did that to Austin Rivers. So there are arguments. There are definitely arguments Austin Rivers could use against Nas. There are definitely good ways to say that you're better than a one-on-one player. There are definitely good ways to go about it, and there are good arguments to have. But to just say like he didn't play at FAMU, he doesn't deserve to be on the same court as me. That's a weird argument.
Maybe I'm remembering what Austin Rivers said wrong, but he was basically along the line saying what he's done of the courts he's played in, and he was saying it'll be a slaughter. Like that's not crazy to say, in my opinion, if you ask me.
No,
let's take it out of basketball.
Why?
Let's use fighting as an example. So let's say in a space where there's like an underground fighting scene.
Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice. Underground fighter.
Okay, let's say him. And then he's like underground fighting. Let's say he calls out somebody like
No, that's not what happened. Let's say Kimbo Slice is doing underground fighting and he's just fighting bums outside in the backyard. And let's just say John Jones, possibly one of the best UFC fighters of all time. Let's say John Jones hears some people talking about Kimbo Slice would beat John Jones. Just hears some random people talk about it. And then John Jones goes, he would never beat me. He's never been in the UFC and he's never done this and he's never done any of this and he's never done this. And then Kimbo Slice goes, well, let's come fight then. And then John Jones goes, I don't need to fight you. It'd be like, that's weird energy. What just happened? Why is Roy Jones worried about this random guy that fights in the backyards but then is also not going to fight him? Like, what are we doing? That's what happened.
I guess we're interpreting I don't see how that's crazy. If John Jones say, hey, this is my resume, I don't want to fight you.
Oh, that's way different. That's way different than what Austin Rivers did. If Austin Rivers said on their page, if he would have commented and been like, hold on. All right, guys, relax. Here's my resume. Here's what I did in the NBA. I think, hold on, let's keep perspective. If he said something like that, people would be like, oh, okay, like, that's really cool. Austin Rivers is paying attention to the space. But instead, he was like, you guys are insane to think that an NBA player would ever lose to a 1v1 player. It would, or a YouTuber. It would never, blah, blah, blah. But then we're like, well, no, it's already happened. And he's like, well, it wouldn't have, he played at FAMU and then he starts going in on Nas. And it's like, God, hold on. Austin Rivers, just like Austin Rivers, my bad. Relax. Like you gotta chill out. Like he was the one that started taking it too far. And now what the fans think and what a lot of the one-on-one space is just like, oh, we'll check up. Like there's one way to solve it. Just show us the levels. And for him to go, I don't have to stoop to that level. It's like, well, hold it. Why did you stoop to that level? Then don't stoop to that level and then also not play. That's the issue most people have.
I think we're like underestimating the fans on like how they could, go attack certain players on Nas's behalf, because it wasn't Nas that called him out in the first place. But I think we're underestimating how fans could go attack. That's like, for example, that's like somebody saying, Bionic is a better commentator than you, and you defending yourself. I don't think that's crazy.
I think it's
even if it's you defending yourself to a fan. I mean, yes.
So hold on. Let's remember what we're talking about. You said I'm slandering Austin Rivers, and now you're saying it's not crazy for Austin Rivers to defend himself. Those are two completely different things.
What I'm basically saying is you are taking Austin Rivers, the way he's reacted to things. You are like taking that in and just criticizing him heavily. Yes, Austin Rivers could have done some things better. I mean, with the fan, he could have ignored. I guess he could have ignored and just said nothing. But yes, that would be the most appropriate response. But okay, the fact that he did, it's okay. Now it's out there, and you are just like, I don't know. I'm just speaking up for
you could just ask me why I'm criticizing. I could tell you instead of trying to guess. The reason why is what I said earlier. The reason I like the one-on-one space is because the one-on-one space is full of players that didn't necessarily make it. Maybe they didn't have a good pathway to play elite level basketball. Maybe they didn't have someone with a foot in the door that could get them onto a professional team or onto a high D1 level college or whatever. Like a lot of these guys in the one-on-one scene have just like found their way through basketball the long way, this path of like not making it and then finally getting onto the one-on-one scene and then turning it into this massive business, this massive platform that it is now. And then to see a player like Austin Rivers, who did have a golden pathway all the way through to the NBA, make it, and also someone who I'm like, that's good. If you got that, same thing I think with Bronny James. Like if you get this opportunity, take it. Like this is I would too, take it. But then for that person to shit on what these guys have done, I'm like, that is just that's the opposite of what the basketball community is about. That's why Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, KDs, that's why the guys that are legends in the space and understand what sport is about, that's why they appreciate it. That's why they appreciate like, oh, this guy's doing his thing on a different level. They're not taking it personal. Like, oh, Nas is the best one-on-one YouTuber. No, he can't be because I'm in the NBA. It's like, yeah, it's just basketball. Relax. It's not about you. Don't be a meme monster. Sport is for everyone.
Can I say something real quick? You're saying guys like Kevin Durant, Kyrie are not taking it personal because they didn't have to take it personal. They were never, personally like with Austin Rivers, they personally went to him and said, Nas is gonna smoke you in 1v1.
No, they just had a conversation on their Instagram page, and Quinn Cook, Jamal Crawford, and Trey Burke, I believe, were also mentioned along with Austin Rivers. Okay. And they didn't say anything. We also watched Quinn Cook just play Rob over in China, and he looked terrible. And Rob took it easy on him. And like, because Quinn Cook didn't belong on that same court, but no one thinks that Quinn Cook didn't deserve to be in the NBA. Like, I think most people understand nuance and context of like, there's certain scenarios where NBA players could be YouTubers. There are certain scenarios where YouTubers could be NBA players. But for Austin Rivers to step in and be like, no, it won't have, and because it's like, whoa, dude. Like it sounds like you've got a lot of your own projections, a lot of your own issues to deal with. You don't need to shit on what these players have done in their own space. Like that's where most people have an issue. That's where I have an issue. Because I've seen that happen in person way too many times. That's why I call those people meme monsters. You're not bringing light to the space. You're being selfish.
Maybe we saw different things because you said it was a comment, because what I seen was I just seen the video and he was just saying it's going to be a slaughter and he's going to set the culture back if that happens. And Nas was in his DMs talking about 50K in his messages. That's what I seen. That's the video I seen. I didn't see any comments. Maybe he was talking crazy about the space, but maybe I'll have to go look that up so come to better conclusions.
I guess
from what I seen, from the video I seen, I think we're being like, we gotta slow it down. I think we're being too harsh on Austin Rivers. Like he didn't do anything too crazy, in my opinion. From the video I seen, and I'm trying to look at the comments now. I can't find nothing. So if I do see the comments, maybe I'll come to a better conclusion.
Yeah, well, I mean, Austin Rivers had a couple like conversations and a couple videos that he put out. He did the one about Draymond Green. Austin Rivers just sounds like he's on a tour of just shitting on other people and talking about resumes.
The Draymond thing. I'm sorry. With the Draymond thing, he didn't say nothing too crazy about Draymond. Draymond is literally known for being a hothead. It's literally his job to speak about the NBA. He was asked his opinion, and he gave his opinion.
That's fine. That's fine. But then two guys that have an Instagram page and have 85 followers, they can give their opinion on if they think Nas is going to beat Austin Rivers.
And that's fine. and they gave their opinion, and he also responded to. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you're being way too critical of Austin Reeves. Like, it's okay. The whole circle has been people just giving their opinions about
So,
subjects.
but I mean, by that logic,
You're
hold on.
singling
We'll stop
Austin
here.
Reeves
Hold on. By that logic of you saying it's Austin Reeves' job to criticize, I could just go, well, it's my job to criticize him.
No, I never said it's Austin Reeves' job to criticize. I think
You did.
First
You
off,
said
I
it's
don't
his
think
job to give his opinion against Draymond.
I don't think it's Austin Rivers. I don't think Austin Rivers was like. I don't think he said anything crazy about Draymond. But especially from what we see, I'm sure Draymond has his issues with the coach, especially from what we've seen from the outside. I'm looking in on the Golden State. What's it called? Golden State system. It looks like Draymond has been the problem. But that's just looking from the outside. So anything Austin Rivers said on that, whatever show it was, I don't think that was too crazy.
All right.
That's
I'll take into consideration my comments about Austin Reeves, but I don't think I say anything crazy either. But hopefully the audience now can see your perspective and see, and they can make their decision if I've been slandering Austin Reeves or not.
Now you was I never seen that before. Just me watching you, like you was fixated on just like Austin Rivers, everything wrong. Like, I never seen that before. Caught me off guard, but
I think he was wrong a lot of times.
But okay, I guess. But in the situations that he was put in, I mean, like I said before, yes, maybe he could have handled it better, but the way he handled, and again, I got to go look at that comment. I haven't seen the comment, but the videos I've seen and the thing about with Draymond, I don't think he went too extreme for us to just say no, like he was wrong, or no, like I don't think it's all that.
All right. Well, like I said, a lot of players have felt that way and have spoken up about him too. So sometimes I just go, look, common denominator, but it's okay to disagree. And I appreciate I appreciate you being on and sharing your opinion.
Okay. And another thing with the players.
Last thing. Close on
last thing. The last thing with the players that have spoken about. Also, well, I'm here for it, especially because I'm a Nas fan and I'm a fan of the scene. And this whole situation is, bringing more eyes to the scene. But the players that have spoken against Austin Rivers has been players that, or players or ex-players that have something personal with Austin Rivers. So it's really easy for them to, take a jab at him with the whole Nas situation. Go play, because those players, it's a win-win. If he go play, he's going to gain anything. And if he loses, they shit on him because he lost to a YouTuber, or that's how they're gonna see it. I don't think it's.
And he's a grown man, and he kind of dug his own grave here, or he can just speak out and be like, "Oh yeah, I probably misstepped. I shouldn't have said that. Whatever." And then it probably gets buried. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but the fact that he won't do that, I think, is what keeps dragging it on. But like I said, I appreciate you. If you want to hop on again in the future, next time you disagree with me, happy to have you on.
All right.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, of course. Y'all chill. Sometimes I like talking about Austin Reeves, man. I like having these combos. Austin Reeves don't get enough attention. All right, we got time for one more game. Let me unplug my camera so it doesn't die. Irish goodbye, is that what that was? We'd all be lucky to have Coach as a coach. Yeah, punching down. That's a good point. It's a good point. Like I said, that's why I don't like the gatekeeping. Like, again, seeing guys like the Kyries and the Kevin Durants and the Jaylen Browns show love. It's just like, yeah, because their ego's not attached to how they feel about the rest of basketball, you know? So I think Austin Reavers feeling the way that he does. Obviously, I know it's Rivers, guys. Okay, that's the joke. Austin Rivers saying that stunts the growth of the space, and that type of attitude, that type of attitude I've just seen so much. Remember when I was talking to Archie the other day, and he said he doesn't see politics happen until the NBA level or whatever, and I said I see this all the time. I see all the time dads that have this same attitude Austin Rivers does about, like, oh, this I played in high school and did this. This kid will never be as good as me. I'm not going to give him an opportunity. I see it all the time because people get their egos attached and it starts negatively impacting other people. I think it's nonsense. So that's why I fight back against that stuff so much. You guys saw it happen to me early on in my YouTube channel, early on in my YouTube career. A lot of those trainers, a lot of popular and famous trainers out there were like, who have you ever coached? What have you ever done? And then when they realize, like, oh, so you played over, oh, so you know this person, oh, you've done this, then all of a sudden they agree with what I'm saying just because they saw my resume. But it's like, just actually contend with my ideas. Just actually engage with what I said, right? Like, you shouldn't have to have had a resume to make good points. Sammy was chill. It's like, yeah, it was a good combo. It was a good combo. Chat is just impatient. Also, I will say this. If any of you ever have a conversation online, don't read the comments, okay? Don't read the comments while you're having a conversation. They roast anyone and everyone. I have to deal with this all day, every day, so I'm used to it, but don't read the comments, guys. You might have to book online coaching session. How you feel about the new Born Ready platform? I like it. I like the idea of it. Coach Mid-Range need to chill. Now we got a skills trainer segment, yap segment, and an argument segment. This live streams are really coming together. Things are really on the up. Sammy ducking you in BC. He was crashing out on B. Oh, yeah. That's what that was. That's what the last conversation was. Throwback game, maybe? Yeah, I have, you guys can vote here. Would you guys like to see Vern versus left-hand Dom or Vern versus Pat? Those are the two you guys were asking me to watch yesterday. I'd like to watch one of those. Yeah, the Peter Danilev guy. Definitely one. He was one. There's a couple of them. I don't want to get into that. My bad, coach. I had to dislike the stream after that. No, it's okay. I don't know if you guys know this, but any type of engagement, liking, disliking, leaving a comment, whatever, it just pushes the algorithm forward. We already spoke about this earlier, right? So I don't intentionally farm negative engagement, but when you guys click onto a stream and you click something, like or dislike or whatever, it just pushes it more in the algorithm. So it is funny. I will show you guys something real quick. I will show you something that really tickles me. First of all, 17,500 subscribers. Thank you guys. I will show you guys this. So this is my YouTube studio page. Okay, it's my YouTube studio page. You can see all the videos I have done, haven't done. I schedule them out, so I've got a video coming out at 3 p.m. But you can see, here's all my videos. All right, tons of videos. And the funny thing to me, I look over here, you look at my likes. So these are members only, so only members have seen this so far. You can see my likes and dislikes. I got 6 likes, 100%. That's pretty good. But then we can look at some of these down here. Like this one has 97.9% like-dislike ratio. That means there's 47 people that liked it. There's one person that disliked it. Like I want to know who this one person is. Who's this one person that goes and dislikes videos? There's 100% here. No one disliked this. One person disliked this. One person disliked this. 2 people, 0, 2 people, 1 people, 1 people, 2 people. I think the most dislike, I had 5 dislikes to 95 likes. It's like, what is the most dislikes I've had? I don't know. I wish you can't even search for that. But like, yeah, the amount of like people, I just imagine this dude, whoever this one guy is, goes and dislikes a lot of videos. I just imagine people are like, ooh, I'm going to leave a scathing review, dislike. And I'm like, my guy, it's just not doing anything. It's not doing anything. It's not doing what you think it is. Vern versus Dom. All right, we'll watch that. Got to watch the first game. First game of what? Is that the first one? Not a game to 100? Exactly. What up, Drew? I like this inside look. It's Austin. Yeah, it's Austin Reavers going through disliking all my videos. Sometimes it's an accidental dislike. Yeah, it could be that as well. Do a quick 15-minute series like once a day where you review viewers' mixtapes. So I've thought about doing that. My only issue with that, EC approved, is I don't want people commenting on other people's stuff. I don't know how I feel about it. You'd love to get roasted? All right. Maybe I just got to put that disclaimer up there. Hey, just letting you know, this is the internet, and if you put your video up here, it's going to get flamed. It's Dev. Got to be, oh my gosh. Dev and Sammy, and the one who said something about Pep's pay-per-view being the best in the, in the elitist TNC payroll. Facts. Kyle Travis is your next disliker. Yeah, he sent me a message. I actually need to respond to that. I'll do it after stream. You can hoop, but I guess I did roast Swift. Damn. Your shooting form getting roasted. Yeah, if y'all want to do that. So let's watch this Vern. What is it? Vern versus Dom. So which one is it? So is it from 2 years ago?
I can't wait.
Is it this one? Your LA Fitness highlight reel? Is this the one the entire gym instigated this toxic 1v1 game? Yeah, that's the one. All right, what's this? What's up, gang? Hope you're doing well. Last game of the day. The entire gym instigated this toxic 1v1 game. ... Vern versus Left Hand Dom, episode 11. Let's get into it. Dev, I can't wait until everyone sees the 1v1
Until
that
everyone
happened.
sees the 1v1 that happened because of this game. Forget the next video, 3v3. Drop that 1v1.
Oh, nope. Nope, we're not doing that. You're not going to get me with the spoilers. Absolutely not. Definitely going to mute it. So I never saw any of these games, did I? Hey, P-Sean, I see you. Oh.
Hold on, wait 1 second. Vern's a mid-range assassin. Do you think he had more than or less than 4 middies this game? And that's just how easy it is to use.
Damn, Nas look young. That's 2 years ago. Nas looks so young.
The sponsor of today's video, Prospect. Prospect is the largest and easiest to play daily fantasy sports platform in North America. Sharks. My must have a times pay the NBA board for more.com.
God dang.
Up to $100.
Make that. Dom karate kicked him here. Huh.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Your turn, baby. Let him know.
I can't wait till Vern come back, man.
Hey, in that case, I'm not going over here to it. Turnover. Hey, Vern, turnover. That's turnover. Hell no. Turnover.
Do I stamp Vern? I haven't watched enough, but the few games I've watched of him, yeah, huge fan.
No. I'll touch it. I'll touch it. I'll touch it. I'll touch it. I'll touch it.
Yeah, they not messing with Dom, are they? Damn, it's so toxic in here. You can't do that now. Take your shirt off.
Keep your distance from him. He's a little faster. All you gotta do is play solid, straight defense. Watch him learn his team. Demo, you heard me? Keep your head in the team. Yeah.
Cam, just keep your head in the game, man. Just lock in. Stay focused.
No system. A tank. Oh my! Don't touch it! Don't touch it! Oh my! Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
So remember what we were talking about with Deng and Schmidy? If you can, have your crossover also lead into your attacking going forward, right? So he crosses left to right, but he's already going forward with that dribble rather than crossing someone and then having to gather yourself and attack. Right? If you can just cross and attack at the same time, like that's how you need to be practicing your crossovers. Now, he probably had a layup out of that, but still, that was nice. Yeah, I agree, Swift.
That shit was trash. That shit wasn't even at the wrong way. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Vern keep getting to this spot here. Last time he faked left, went right. This time he just goes left, and Dom's stuck in cement because he thinks he's going to cross back to the right. Damn.
Hey, it's lonely by yourself. It's lonely by yourself. It's lonely by yourself. It's lonely by yourself. Do what you gotta do. 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 What the fuck you talking about, bro? Hey, bring yourself.
It's your turn. It's your turn, Demo. It's your turn, Demo. It's your turn.
Man, he just, again, not being able to shoot that jab three or just being willing to shoot this. Like Vern's he's just staying back. He's not even worried about it. Damn, he just so quick, man. Just quick, just go. Full speed right. Huh?
I don't know you.
Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. He gonna talk to you. Yeah.
Why are you talking trash to Dev? Same move. So remember when we watched that Jerome Randall and Austin Reavers and J-Law, and we saw Jerome Randall use the same sequence like 3 or 4 times to try and score, and then once he showed all of those moves and then J-Law finally guarded him, he finally switched up and was like, okay, new sequence now. Vern keeps ending up with this left to right, this same thing, hang dribble going to the left. And now he goes right back to the fake left, go right. Same move. I still think he's got a layup on both of those. Right with the same move. Yeah, Dom's improved a ton. Understanding pace way more. It's a good look. Dom doesn't even look like the same player at all. But also Vern's very good. Same move. changed his call?
Now they finna blame it on that call. Now they finna blame it on that call.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen, we from Tampa, right? Me and him, and him, man. Come on, man. We ain't going for nothing. You teeing up, nigga.
Elbows.
Hey, stop talking, bro.
Yeah, he loved that left elbow, man, this time. And again, how do you get your separation? He keeps getting to this like hang dribble, and it's been full speed left, okay, left to right. He's done all of those now. Dom just kind of gets caught like, oh, I'm going to sit down. Is he going to go left? Is he going to go right? And he ends up just pulling up over the top. That's Vern's move, man.
90%. My man, 90%. My man, 90%.
Vern overseas, but he comes back this month, I think.
99.
Yeah, all of his hesitations work now because he's willing to pull up. He's similar, so he's not as refined. Now that I've watched him play a few more games, he reminds me of Lat. He is not as refined. I think Lat, his straight angles and the way he packages his flow chart is probably the best in the space. I think Lat's got one of the best or the best flow charts in the space. Vern is very similar in a lot of ways. Don't touch it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he played in that 3-on-3 and he had a crazy game.
Oh shit!
So what just happened?
Hey, come on, he busted it. Come on. Win the game.
Crazy. Cam here, B. Ellis here. Oh, man.
He's taking his foot out. How about
When the floor's right, viral. TV. Hey, hit that shit.
No.
Hey, Damo, get your check. Don't let him get the ball back. You know what you can do.
Rob and Nitty played what, against each other? Good move. Good move, Dom. That's what Dom gets to way more often now. He just gets straight to it. Doesn't play like this. Yeah, he just gets straight downhill like multiple plays in a row now. I like it.
I'll give you that, Vern. That's good, bro. That's sick, bro. What you talking about, nigga? Giddy up, hey, giddy up. Oh, hey, Chuck, how you doing? Chuck. What you talking about? Hey, I swear to God, it get lonely on your island by yourself, bro. I swear to God, that 3 shit don't mean nothing. Come on.
He said check out.
I get lonely on the island by yourself on my mama. On my mama. Hey, good shit, gang. Good shit.
We wasn't talking about that.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Dom is my bro. No, look, Dom is my bro. We talking about your game.
Yeah.
We talking about that game.
That's respect. That's respect.
Putting on this shoe.
Yeah.
What's going on? I just got back.
Now, look, I asked D-Bones to play earlier. He said no. But look, this game versus Cole and Vern. Now, you'll say I'm rocking with my dog for sure. Last.
I said, wait. I said, yeah.
He didn't say nothing.
I said, yeah. I don't duck no smoke, but damn.
What is that?
Why niggas throwing up? Niggas want to get at me.
What do you have to say about your mid-range being 99%?
It's 99%.
Look. Hey, look, I'm gonna be real. Niggas so-called D1, all that D1 shit. I went NAIA, you know. Me too.
Let's go, champ. Another NAIA brother. Another NAIA person to welcome into the brethren.
Hey,
Brotherhood.
NAIA All-American.
Where you from?
NAIA All-American.
Where you from?
I ain't cocky. I swear to God, I ain't cocky. I ain't talked the
Where you
whole
from?
game. I'm from Tampa, Florida. Hey, Tampa, Florida. All we know is giddy up.
Hey, that was a fun one. That was a fun game. Shout out all my NAIA guys. Again, that's why I like the one-on-one space. The D1, if you went D1, D2, D3, NAIA, don't matter. Check up. JUCO, check up. I appreciate that. Having a crazy losing streak, losing seasons or something. This was the scene before politics, man. Good to see it like this. We'll never get back to that. Chicago State. Yeah, I like these types of games, going back and seeing some of the older ones. Nani was asking, will I do a stream of older games? We do them from time to time, but I also keep up with like newer games that are being dropped. So we'll never run out of basketball content. There's always going to be stuff to talk about. And that's why I stream so often, because we try to get through as much content as we can. But there keeps being new basketball content. Mind-blowing. So I don't have anything else. We had a couple discussions today. We had a couple games to break down today. We had some, what else did we have? Some argument and rage baiting today. You got to talk about Austin Reavers a lot. Sounds like the Latin pronunciation. Some essays. Austin Reavers, Holmes. WVid, yeah, it was good. He had a tag team with Nesco. I think the one-on-one scene will get kinda to this again. Not to this, and it won't be the exact same, but I do see some of this with the OTD stuff at times. Right? And I'm sure it happens more when you're there. I think now the people are too worried about production. It's got to be professional. But I'm like, I think sometimes this type of vibe is what people want. Whereas a lot of the games, a lot of the stuff that you see on YouTube, they've cut out a lot of this stuff to be more professional. So we do see a lot of this stuff still. Like if you go to those events live, I think they've just got to find a way when they do smaller events like this. It doesn't need to be super professional. I think being able to do it like this, where everyone's like, yeah, just having fun. I think there's ways to do it. So that might be an interesting thing to kind of focus on. Got to hit the giddy up to end the stream. Yeah, I got to hit the gritty. Will I watch the rematch? Sure, I will watch the rematch. Not today. Not today, because I finished streaming at around now, 3 o'clock. We usually do about 4 hours. Today I was obviously a little bit late with that coaching call, so we did about 3. Yeah, we did about 3 hours today, but yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. A few more games to break down and more conversations, I'm sure. But yeah, I had fun. Today, guys. I enjoyed stream. Thank you for putting up with me. Y'all are the best. Coach Schmidy to Coach Giddy Up. Back on the next chapter videos, they were playing harder for 500 than the 10,000. This should always be the energy. I agree. But, things change. And it will never stay fully the same. Obviously, there's some like rose-colored goggles a little bit too, like rose-tinted goggles. I'm sure there was some stuff that wasn't as good back then that we just think was better. But I do understand kind of where you guys are coming from with like the passion, playing for like the respect and all of that. And I do think it will get to, I think it is still I think it is still very much a part of the space. It just got very political and corporate for a little bit, but I don't think that's the future of it. 26-7-7 in overseas. Goated. Some of the goofy stuff in small cutaways like Davo used to do a bit, like Detroit. Yeah, there's a fine line. There's a balance, and I think that's going to just keep getting fine-tuned. Sammy and Reaver's fault. Cutaway to the rappers. Thank you, EC approved. Some more videos of Mario and Beasley vids. We've done quite a few, but yeah, if you guys know some that I haven't done, definitely go through our YouTube and see which ones we've already done. Vern versus Malik. I'd love to see that. Justice for my dog Vern. Telling you the channel's playlist make it easier. Well, I don't want to watch all the games back to back either. Davo has called Jerome one too many times. You didn't like the video, that's why. JT versus Scoob. That's another one I need to watch. All right. Well, guys, I'll see you all tomorrow. Should be at 11 tomorrow. It should be. I don't have anything else. Yeah, my dog's signaling the end of stream as per usual. There you go. All right. You guys take care.